For years, the world has listened to thousands of podcasts. But if you dare to immerse yourself into a new experience, new ideas, viewpoints, award-worthy commentary, and a way of looking at things you didn't think were possible, strap in, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Gaming, current events, local and global, finance, sports, religion, health, and everything else. It's all here. It's all here in the Data Podcast.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're back at it. It's been forever.
Yeah.
It's been forever, and pues we've been busy. Some of us, you all are doing the pharmacy thing. You all are talking about que now you're giving a fourth dose or something.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it ahorita because I have no idea. I had no idea. And one of the things que is happening in school is they took you all out. Ya no se ve ahí la pharmacy. The pharmacy where you work at isn't going to the school anymore. Somebody else took over. I don't know what happened. Pero that's what I've been seeing. Que es como un Texas Health, no sé qué. The people who took over, they put a little table ahí. So I didn't know que there was a fourth dose, but we'll talk about it. Last time we got together was back in January. So
Beginning of the year.
2 months ago. So I know que I had like como family members and some friends. Security guard at school también. He was like, hey, give me the channel to the podcast. You all haven't done anything new with us. That's what I was hearing from the a rato. It's just que we're a little bit busy. We haven't really talked about it. Pero here we are again. So, in my opinion, I don't know. It'd be cool to have like como a regular schedule.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like no matter how far we are without doing this or getting together, it's like we come back together and it's just like como it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like como the conversation is just like, hey, remember we were talking about this last time, and it just picks off.
Where we left off, yeah.
Where we left off. So I think that's pretty cool. Que we have that como se diría, like como chemistry, I guess.
Yeah.
Que it's like como we're like como really good friends. Que we can just get back together and just be like como, hey, pues sí, esto y el otro. It's like not faked, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I was talking to Joanne ahorita.
Yeah.
And they were saying that maybe in the future we can do something like we can still get together, but if the hardest thing is getting us all together, right?
Yeah, sure.
To come together, but we can use something like Twitch and we can just stream all together.
Oh, yeah.
And have a podcast like that.
También, yeah.
The only thing that is that's going to be live.
Sí.
But we can try that también and maybe grow a channel there.
Yeah, put like more videos
Yeah,
together.
or we
like
can also
mesh them up.
Yeah.
También. Yeah. A ver qué pasa, bro, because pues but what I've heard is like como some people telling me que they love what we talk about.
Yeah, I've heard also. I got good feedback also that it's interesting, those topics.
One of the things that people like que me dijo una persona was that we're not afraid to not speak our mind, pero like I guess defend a value. Okay. It's just like como it's set in stone, like, and we're not afraid to talk about it. I guess it would be como values or morals, I guess, pero it's just like como just viewpoints, you know, que it's just like, no, pues this is how I think it is, ¿verdad? And somebody else sees it in a different way, así se va. So. Y pues ya parece que like Joanne is gonna be a regular on the, so from here we'll just go in with Joanne. Entonces si no estamos los tres, or maybe a fourth person aquí, right? There's always room for somebody else here on the table, so we can add somebody else, y así nos vamos. Y luego ya cuando tengamos public figures, bro, just wait for that. So that's gonna be, va a ser otra onda, ya cuando se, porque it's gonna happen, eventually it's gonna happen. So, let's see, a lot happened between then and now. Tom Brady's retirement was one.
He came out of retirement already.
Yeah,
You heard that?
And he came out of
Came back
retirement.
now.
Yeah, he came back. So it was they didn't go to the Super Bowl, so that happened. They didn't. Who did they play? I can't remember. It was Buccaneers 49ers. No, they played the 49ers. Okay,
No,
in
they
the
didn't.
playoffs. I can't remember. I want to say it was them. It was the 49ers.
They didn't make it to the playoffs. They didn't make it to the Super Bowl.
to
No?
the Super Bowl. Yeah, they were in the
The Rams. The Rams went.
The Rams beat them. That's true. The
Who
Rams,
did they beat?
The Rams beat the 49ers, and the Rams fueron al conference to play against the Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers, and then they
Yeah.
went on to the
And
Super
then
Bowl.
they lost, right? And
And then they beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl, no?
sí,
I
they
think
beat the
so.
Bengals.
The
yeah.
Bengals were the one that
¿Cómo se llamaba el quarterback? Joe
Burr.
Burrow.
Joe Burr.
Joe Burrow.
Joe.
Joe Burrow. Yeah, por eso, bro. He choked. I don't know what happened to that.
Yeah, no, but
kid.
he was playing
He
outstanding,
was good,
man.
man. He was
Yeah.
good.
From the wild card game all the way to the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl he was close. I mean, he made he made it a game.
It was a good game. It was a good game. El Super Bowl. It was good.
They're
Pero-
saying that that's going to be now the rivalry, Joe Burrow and Mahomes
Ah, sí.
on the AFC.
Órale.
But quién sabe? I mean, that guy was just like a one-hit wonder kind of
You
thing.
never know.
I hate Mahomes, bro.
You don't like Mahomes?
No, I hate that guy.
But what's the deal with Brady? Coming back from retirement?
Es que, so this is what I think, man. It's like you've done something your whole life,
Yeah.
¿verdad? And it's just like como you can't just quit cold turkey. Like
Yeah.
there had to have been like así like como when you're addicted to something. I would assume it's the same thing when you love, especially when you love it. To like como just quit it cold turkey así. There has to be like a therapy. There has to be something that away.
Titrate off.
So that's what I think. It's just like como nah, I ain't gonna. I still feel good to play. I can play. I'm gonna play. That's what I think happened.
I see that, like, wanting just to come back and play, and maybe, like, a lot of people influencing him,
Yeah.
calling him up,
Same.
and you're like, you're still real good. We still have a chance if you come back. But I don't see why he would come back de la forma de que, like, he's won it all.
Yeah.
He's done it all. So
Yeah.
it's not like he's coming back to prove something. you
Yeah.
know?
It's just the love of the game.
I guess.
That's what it is. He has nothing to prove. He to go after another Super Bowl because that is just another perk. It's just another like
And then the craziest thing is that he comes back and he's still gonna be the number one
He's still-
runner
he's-
for
he's-
the ring.
he's still good at what
Yeah.
he does. He's still good at what he does. So when I had first heard the news that he was retiring, pues it was speculation at first. Era como no, the sources aren't credible. The sources aren't credible. I on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm
because
all
there
over
was
the
like
place.
a leak.
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
beginning
leaked. Yeah.
to someone like he's
Sí.
gonna retire, and
Alguien de
he put the
ESPN.
news first
Yeah.
before Brady even said
And
anything.
luego somebody said, no, I spoke to his dad, and his dad said, Tom Brady's dad said que no, he's gonna retire. Y tampoco que it was credible. Y luego ya ratito salió the real, pues yeah, I'm gonna retire from the sport. And I was like, no. I was like, no.
But
What
how
am I
long?
gonna do now?
How long was he in retirement? Like a few months?
No, just a
No,
month, bro.
maybe
Just
just a month.
exactly a month, yeah, like 30 days. 30
Oh.
days exactly.
And
probably.
he came back.
Yeah.
Sorry, it wasn't last year. Gronkowski was retired, and then he came out of retirement to come
Sí,
and play with
to
Brady.
Play with the Bucks, yeah.
Maybe it's like a similar situation.
Y también ha dicho Gronkowski, he's like, if he was to consider playing todavía, it would be for somebody now, like, pues, during the retirement. He was like, I would go and play with Joe Burrow. He was like, I ain't gonna play with any other quarterback. Because this is, que él pensaba, like, this is the next runner-up. Like, this is who's worthy of my skills,
Yeah,
So, pero no, this guy came back from retirement.
and he's gonna play for the Bucks still.
Yeah, and so I don't know if Bruce Arians is retiring, though.
Okay.
So I think they're going to have another coach. But yeah, I don't think it matters because I don't think that guy does anything. It's an offensive coordinator that calls the shots. Pero yeah. So between the time que we haven't been recording, there was that. That was one of the major things that happened. And then a little bit after that, we had first heard the news of that Russia was invading Ukraine.
Yeah.
And so it was just like como little by little, ¿verdad? Agarró vuelo el asunto ese. And so I really don't know the details, but I think I have just like a general gist of the thing. And so as I understand it, es que Putin, since 2008 or something, yeah, he had like time already saying like, you're not gonna take over the old USSR states, like what used to belong to, because after the Cold War, they separated and diminished Russia, so les quitaron a lot of countries. Like Czechoslovakia was one, Ukraine was another, Kazakhstan and states like that. Bueno, que now they're their own countries. And so this guy tenía bastante diciendo que like no, NATO was gonna like como try to intervene and try to like como become an alliance with any of these former states of the USSR, because like it's like como glory to the USSR or whatever. So no que they took over it, pero I guess que the talks escalated and this guy was like, if you think I'm joking, like I'm not, like I'm serious, like I'm going to retaliate, like if you do this, like. So he's just like they kept pushing it. Somebody in NATO kept pushing it out for Ukraine to join. I don't know if it was President Zelensky or quién. Okay. And so this guy's just like, all right, so you think that this is a joke? Bueno, now I'm gonna invade. Pero this guy had a strategy like como years before any of this happened. He was already setting bases around. Because Ukraine sitting like it's its own country and there's Russia is on the other side.
Yeah.
So this guy was already setting like he was developing a plan for years already. Y pues no, this guy just went in there and just decided to take over the whole. Bueno, right now they're still in battle.
Yeah,
and they're having a hard time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's weird. A little country.
Ukraine is pushing back.
A little home field advantage.
Like I mean, I've heard Ukraine like I consider Ukraine like como Mexico, bro. Like no power, you know, like a little shit state, you know, a shit country.
Compared to Russia.
Yeah, because según que it's like Russia and US are neck and neck in their might.
Because they have to have Ukraine tiene que tener backup, bro. Like.
You think so?
Yeah, someone helping them.
You think so?
And I don't know, bro. I keep thinking like this goes back to. I don't know if you remember when Donald Trump was getting impeached. It was because he was having a conversation with the Ukraine president.
Yes.
And there was, the squid pro quo or whatever.
The quid pro quo,
yeah. So I don't know if that has anything to do.
Okay, so
pero then there was Russia también that they had manipulated or whatever the elections.
Yeah. Sí.
So.
Pero it turns out it turned out that all of that was a lie. Que salió que el dossier was on a false pretense.
Okay.
That there was no actual evidence, and so how could people sign off on?
From the impeachment
for them to impeach.
But the call was there, and we all know the details of the call, and obviously there was because he was telling him like you need to investigate
if
Joe
there was
Biden
anything,
or whatever.
If there was anything, and so yo cuando vi todo eso when this was going down, I was just like, this is a favor for Biden, like because as Russia was going in, and los embassies, the U.S. embassies we have there, they were shredding all the documents. So it's just like, porque Hunter Biden had like the laptop and all, which is now it's coming to light today. So they were like almost shredding documents and like burn everything. So now pues we won't know the truth of what actually happened. Pero in my opinion, todo estaba de acuerdo, like como Biden and these guys. So es un favor que les hacen. If anybody had a hoax, because there's that thing. Remember we talked about in the previous one, que you're projecting your insecurities. One of this insecurity would be one que like. Not that it's happening, but I'm going to accuse you that you're doing something, but it's because I'm doing it so that I look innocent, but nobody suspects me. I think that's what this was. It was like the Democrats were the ones who were, how can I say, colluding with Ukraine, or not Ukraine, I'm sorry, with Russia. And it was just like, let me blame Trump, but it's actually us. Like, I feel guilty. I need to put this out there. So it's actually Trump that's doing this.
Yeah, but the action of the president of Ukraine was kind of like something to look up to, right? Because he was standing up for his country. It was like, I'm going to be in the front line even if I have to. And he was calling out to his allies, come and help us. And if you don't want to come and help us, just send us like the military.
Send us weapons.
Send us planes, whatever. I'll do it myself. But when you see this compared to like how Afghanistan went and their leader fled, right?
Yeah.
But he was still staying there to fight.
Yeah. He took off in a helicopter, el leader of Afghanistan. Pero I know that there was this one guy who started an organization. He's like, we're collecting weapons. But any firearms that you have, 22 long rifles, lo que sea, chafita, pellet guns, lo que sea.
Just send it.
Like, just send it and we'll send it to them so they can defend themselves.
Because their belief is like they're free, right? They're democracy or whatever. And they want to defend that from Russia.
And what's crazy, bro, is that also the civilians are following the president's example and also taking up arms as well.
Yeah, and I think that's the main reason why they've put up such a fight, because it's like you said, Russia coming to invade Ukraine.
And in the beginning of the invasion, bro, I heard like stories on Twitter and stuff about this one fighter pilot that was nicknamed the Ghost of Kiev or Kyiv. And supposedly he took down like, I don't know, 6 or 8 Russian jets around, and he just kept on going. I don't know if he's still out there or what, but like during like the beginning, he was
Ghost
just
of Kiev. I think I heard about him.
Laying down, bro, on the Russian jet fighters.
Let me ask y'all something. Like, if this had happened like in the U.S., would you think that you would be like, well, let's follow Biden's example and let's stand up for something?
I mean, it does have a lot to do with the leader. I mean, how the leader responds, right? But I think for the most part, most of the American people are that way. Like, we're gonna die in the front line for something that we
follow
believe in.
his example. Like, we will stand up for ourselves.
But like for the country, you would.
Myself, are you talking about for myself?
Like,
I would like to believe that I.
Well, depending on where the fighting's happening, like if it's close to us, but I feel like I would stand up, but like not because Biden or whoever's in power stood up.
I don't know if I would, bro.
But I feel like if Biden would have stood up, and if we were in that situation, I would have been more empowered to stand up.
Like if it was happening in New York, it'd be like, fuck them, that's what they get. No? Just like, that's what those guys get. I think for me it would be more like Texas. If it was like así como dices tú, like, and it would only be Texas nomás. That's where I would probably. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna do something because it's Texas, you know. But if it was happening anywhere else in the U.S., I'd be like, I'm not gonna. And I have flags, and I have one right here. I guess it's the leader. That's what it is. If it was Trump, entonces sí.
I think that's what it is.
It
has a lot to do.
And
what do you think about like Russia invading Ukraine? Right, everyone sees Russia as the bad guy, right? They don't want this to happen. But why is it that all the rich people from Russia, like the billionaires or whatever, they're getting in trouble with the U.S., like U.S. confiscating their yachts and all that? Have you heard that?
No, I didn't hear that.
I don't know. I just get like newsfeed like, such and such oligarch from Russia, billionaire, got their yacht confiscated by the U.S. and a bunch of different. I don't know why it is like maybe they're getting punished. Like what do they have to do with this?
With the war?
Yeah, they have something to do, right?
Well, maybe because
they could potentially fund the Russian government.
Probably the taxes, así like acá. Okay, it's like the wealthiest get taxed more than the middle class. And so probably así it's just like, this is somebody who's contributing to their forces, you know. Maybe that's what it is. But there was a lot of effects that happened with this whole thing. And I remember going forward, it was like, I didn't think anything about it. I'm just like, Ukraine, I don't care, you know. It doesn't concern me. And then what I started noticing was it was concerning me at the gas pump. That's where it was concerning me. And it was like day after day, like I'm not even kidding, like Monday, some price. The next day, 20 cents more. The next day, 20 cents more. And it was just going like that. And I'm just like, hey, what's going on? And I was just like, is this going to come to a point, okay, I'm going to get paid to go, like the money I get from work is to go to work, like the gas, you know what I mean?
Use a bike or something?
It's just like, I'm getting paid to come and work here, like, and that the money's going on the gas and nothing else. It subió a $4, man, like I'm subir a $4. Yeah. And I remember that day I was texting Joanne and I was just like, man, it's bullshit. I was like, I was pissed, man.
Well, that has a lot to do with the decisions that have been made from the president, like to not use oil from our homeland, to use it abroad, and then the thing with the war and stuff. Yeah. Because it's been like this before, that it's been very expensive. Just like our previous president, whatever decision she was making was keeping the gas prices real low, and it was good. But, I mean, it affects people differently. People that are working like in the oil field, like, let it keep rising.
Yeah. Está cabrón, bro. The Biden, I don't know if it's him or it's his constituents. They push this idea of Green New Deal. While all of this was going on in Ukraine, the concern acá, I don't know if it was Secretary of Defense or who it was, Secretary of Energy. His whole thing was, let's not forget that there's global warming happening. Oye, vato, there's a war happening. You know, it's like this is like it's on a brink of escalating. Though es que like and I don't think this. We already know this guy wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
And so one of the threats que hizo Putin, he's like, if any of the Western peoples gets involved here, like there's gonna be repercussions. Like
he was making like
that you have never seen before. That you have never seen before.
Even nuclear threats. Right?
Yeah, nuclear threats. Yeah. So it's just like, do we want to see that? You know, We're on the brink of like annihilation, literally.
The thing is, like, if we know Biden, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see him like, I see him, like soft, right? But if it was our previous president, who knows how it could have turned out if you getting threatened like that.
Yeah.
I imagine like at least a similar sized threat back to him, you know, and then it just escalate everything.
But I feel like with our previous president, like from what I saw during his presidency, that he kept real good relations with Putin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As well. So
it was one of those things. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Mm-hmm. Well, how does it go? Something like that. Yeah, and that guy had the right idea. He's just like, which is right. There's a lot of people that are afraid to talk, afraid to fix the situation. It's just like you go into a mindset of assumptions, and it's just like making threats acá. Oh, this person said that. Oh, they said that. Well, tell them that I said this. You know, you see. This guy Trump wasn't afraid to get into the same room with these guys and be like, let's have a discussion. Yeah. Let's sit down. Let's talk. What's going on? You know, and this acá, it's like a weakness. It's like I'm gonna come out on the TV and make threats. No, that doesn't show that you're big, like that you're powerful. Sitting down and having a conversation with another leader does, and being able to de-escalate a situation. Así. What the whole point is, bro, I have no idea. I don't know what's in Ukraine. I don't know what kind of resources they have. I haven't checked into. I know that Chernobyl was there. Yeah. The nuclear reactor was there. I don't know if they have uranium. Maybe this guy wants. Okay. Pero it's like I would see because in the mornings I watch the news, and they show like houses destroyed, bombings of condominiums, strikes. Hotels. Yes,
that Chernobyl was actually like a main interest, like a main part of interest that Russia had. Like they felt like they needed to invade and take control of that specific area. Yeah, I don't know, maybe because like you said, maybe they were thinking that Ukraine had something going on.
But it's inhabitable. It's inhabitable. Like no, you can't do anything forever. Yeah. You won't be able to do anything.
Well, there. I think I'm not sure, but I think that there's certain. Maybe like you can get to a certain part and there is like radiation, but it's not like to a point that it'll affect you that much if you don't stay there long. I really don't know.
In Chernobyl, there's like you have to walk with like one of those like radioactive detector things. Yeah. And most of the areas are like safe, but like there's like certain areas, and the thing will notify you where you just keep out. It's too dangerous to be in there.
And there's been like animals that are born like with two heads and stuff like that because of the radiation that happens.
The pollution.
Yeah. I don't know. I just know the gas. Well, that's when I started looking at like actually paying attention to the gas. I would see it on the phone, and this happened, and I'm just like, I don't care. It wasn't until the gas started going up. I was just like, no, this is something. Let me look at this thing. What's going on? You know.
No, because the U.S. decided to not get any supply from Russia, and they had to get it from somewhere else.
And that was the whole thing. Like, we were funding that war or that effort, buying gas from Russia. ¿Cómo se llama? OPEC, I think, is their shit allá. I think that's what it's called. Pues now you're seeing, like, I don't know if you know, aquí in Texas, the stations 76, how they're like 40 cents cheaper than everywhere else, Exxon and Valero.
Why is that?
Because I think that SS76 company is Texas-based only. Oh, okay. So since we're getting that oil ourselves, it's cheaper for us. But if they export it to another state, I think But we're lucky like that. Se llena, bro. I don't know if you've seen El Tejano next to the pharmacy. Yeah. Ahí. When because they run out of gas real quick, but when they have it again, se vuelve a llenar el carrerío.
Tejano's the one on the north side?
Es la que está south side.
Oh.
Yeah, ahí en el mismo lado de la pharmacy. Tejano, yeah. El Exxon es el que se está cruzando. It's always like 40 cents cheaper than everywhere else.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But maybe I haven't seen it porque a lot of times it doesn't work.
Yeah, because they run out.
They run out.
Yeah. Oh. And then once they get cuando miras el tanquezón afuera, el tanker, that's where you're just like, and there's people lining up already. Y se llena el carrerío, bro. Oh, okay. Yeah, the thing is, though, the guy is, if you pay with the card, you're going to pay regular price. Like what everybody else is paying. They want you to get off, They want you to go inside. And they they're going to charge you in a separate, it's like a white thing. It looks like a tablet. Yeah. They charge you separately, It's weird. Or you can pay in the pump and you're going to pay what everybody else does. Oh, the other gas stations are paying. But not only that, man, it was also food also went up.
Yeah, no.
The price of meat, the price of milk, it's like now it's $5, $6 or something.
Yeah.
Or before it was like $3. Everything went up, and we're still getting paid
the same.
We can't find any cars. I'm trying to shop around for a car for my wife.
Yeah.
But there's a chip shortage. So, all the cars with all the new technology have all these chips.
Yeah.
And they're backed up, man. You can't find anything new.
Okay, they want us to all be on electric vehicles.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, and they actually started that project, which was your idea. Remember, you said that you wanted that would be a good idea to open como Tesla charging stations.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're opening those now.
Now they're doing that, yeah. And it's just like, come on, maybe I don't know. Pero the whole thing is dumb. And you look at it, but is this something that's supposed to happen because it's meant to happen, or is this adrede? We have no idea. But that was one of the things that we saw when since we've been away. Okay, the Ukraine shit was happening, and so since all of that was happening, COVID went away. Or we weren't hearing about it on the news anymore. And there was like, COVID just... I can walk into stores now aquí and without a mask and tell me anything. Unos que sí. Yeah. Hay unos que sí me dicen, like, sir, you need to have a mask on. Pero otros que no, like, se les olvida, no sé.
Yeah, they've never told me anything about them. I never wear it.
I'm just like, pues qué onda.
But, yeah, recently when I heard it was like, what was it, like in the beginning of the year, that the Omicron... variant was the one that was being very contagious and everybody was contracting it, but it wasn't that severe. So that's when I last heard news about like, COVID is spreading fast.
Yeah,
that was like in the beginning of the year, and then after that is when I got sick, which I think is the one that I contracted, Omicron or whatever. Yeah, and that was just a few weeks ago, a month ago. Yeah. So for me, it's pretty recent, and it's like, COVID is very well still here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we haven't heard any more like cases going up here. What we don't see also is like when the beginning of the year when Omicron was there, the lines to do the COVID test were all the way in front of the ring, all the way to the light, and now we don't see that anymore. I mean, it's going down, and like you said, maybe hopefully it'll just completely.
I think like at one point, everybody was just gonna end up getting it, whether you wanted to or not. It was gonna be inevitable, and I ended up getting it too. So what were some of your symptoms? You got
I mean, as far as symptoms, let me just tell you that I'm surprised that I didn't get it earlier because I just didn't take care of myself. Unless I had to. And then my wife got after me and like at work.
And not only that, working at the pharmacy.
Working at the pharmacy. With all the vaccinating all the people and enhancing a lot of people, a lot of volumes of people and everything, all that. I was surprised. Yeah. Right? So it was like towards the end, and then now I got sick. And I'm thankful that it's not the very first.
The beginning,
because that was really bad according to what I hear. But then when I got COVID, this is how it went down. I think my wife got it first, and she had symptoms like a flu, right? She had like runny nose and coughing and stuff like that, and she felt bad. I think she had fever for like a day, but she tested. But she tested earlier, like as soon as she felt symptoms, she tested. Yeah. And she tested negative, so she went through the symptoms and everything, just thinking like, it's whatever, like a cold or whatever. Yeah. So she was cool about it, and she told me that she was thankful that she didn't know that it was that because she would have been panicked if she did. So, like a few days went by, and then I think my two little girls started getting symptoms. Also, like very mild. Yeah. I think one of them had fever for like a day also, and the other one didn't get any fever at all, but they had like a little bit of a runny nose. For like a day or two. Not much. So she decided to test them and test herself again, and they all came out positive. I had no symptoms at this point, but I was like, no, but soy de fierro. I mean, not going to get me, right?
I'm vaccinated.
That was my wife was sick for like a few of the days like before the end of the week, right? And then my daughters were like in the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then on Monday, I had to go to work, and I was like, "Well, I feel great. It's like I'm not sick, right? But I was just gonna let them know that everybody at home is sick, just in case they want me to stay at home, right?" So I called in, and one of my superiors, right, was like, "No, just go ahead and come in, and just do a test here. And if you're negative, just wear your mask, just be safe, whatever, and you can work." Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, but that's fine. I guess I go to work." And I got there and I tested positive. Yeah. I was surprised because I didn't have any symptoms, but I wasn't though because I knew that everybody at home was positive. Yeah. So I was positive, and then that guy was like, "No, pues you need to go home." And then I knew about the antiviral, the emergency use antiviral pills there. Yeah, those. So I got some of those. I didn't plan on taking them because I felt well, but I just took them home, just in case. I got them prescribed from a doctor. So when I was at home, as soon as I got home from work, bro, like I felt perfectly fine. And then I tested or whatever. As soon as I got home, I started getting symptoms. I started feeling like body aches, starting to get a little bit of a fever. And I had a fever for like a day or two also. And I started taking the medication. And I started taking medication for fever. And the symptoms didn't last very long after that. It was like a day or two that I felt terrible. And then after those symptoms, it was just like a little bit of body aches. And then I started getting a cough. Yeah. And then after the 2 or 3 days for the rest of the week that I stayed home without work, it was just a cough and body aches for like a day or two. And then for the rest of the week, just the cough. But then the cough lasted. I still have cough today. Yeah. Like it's been a month and I'll be coughing every once in a while. It's not like a bad cough. It's never been like a bad cough. Even since the beginning, it was just like a tickly sensation in my throat. Yeah. That makes me, cough. And it's frustrating. It's like annoying because you can't just having a conversation or just like in a quiet room because all of a sudden you have to cough. Yeah. So, and I took medication for that. It didn't help. I called my doctor like last week and they prescribed allergy medication. And it looks like it's been helping. I've been feeling better. It
might be allergies, man.
But the coffee, it lasted a long time. But I feel like that's the way it could be with any virus. I really don't think that I got any like horrible symptoms from COVID. Maybe because I took the medication.
You didn't get the loss of smell or taste, any of that? ¿A ti no te pegó, John, esa cosa?
That I know about, bro? No. Yeah. But I know because I never felt sick or anything. I always felt fine. Yeah. But who knows? Maybe I could have gone asymptomatic or something. Yeah. But to my knowledge, I haven't gotten it.
I ended up getting it, and I remember I don't know if it was my dad who was sick first, and then we all got it from him. I just remember feeling like a pinch in the lung, like aquí, right here, like a fine, just somebody pinching in the inside. And I was smoking still, smoking heavy at that time. It's the cigarette, like it's finally catching up with me. Like let's just face the facts, And then the days went on. That was on Monday when I was feeling the pinch, así. Tuesday night, I felt really hot, like como heat. Yeah. Like como when you work out,
Or when you're outside all day. When you're
outside all day with the sun and you just feel the sun like just coming off of your skin, And I was just like, okay, what's happening? I took off me quité la quilt and I turned on the fan and I had the fan blasting my face. Nah, I literally wanted to go in the shower and just sleep in the tub, man, like with the water on. Like that's how hot it was. Tomé agua. I wasn't sweating. It was weird, but I did just feel heat, like, and I would feel like como fire in my hands, man. Like como it was crazy. And I was just like, what's happening? Like, what I was thinking was like, it's like my veins are flushing. Like, when you get flushed, or when te da vergüenza and you feel that, you blush, it's kind of the same thing. I was like, probably my arteries are, dilating and it's just heat's just escaping. And I was just like, no, but I don't know what it is. And so I just went to sleep y así me fui. No, in the morning that I woke up, man, I se cuenta que no dormí. Me levanté and I was just like a zombie. I was just like, I'm tired. And I went to work like that. and I all day I was talking, así como dices tú, like I would feel like this tingling. Yeah. And I was just like, just coughing, what's your thing, COVID? And I'm just like, I think I do. Se panicaron los students and stuff. And I was just like, I don't know what it is. Yo pensaba que it was my mask. Like, like the cloth, maybe the cloth was going into the lung, and now I have like a cloth, como, like, what do cats have that, what is it? They spit out the fur ball. Yeah. I was like, now I have a cloth ball in my lung with the mask. That's what I was thinking. That's probably what it is. And it was around 2 o'clock. That's when I have, como the meeting. They call us for a meeting, y todo yo ahí, and I'm just like this, like, I'm like, I say, like, trying to focus. I just doze off. And my coworker me dice, like, he's like, hey, you don't look good, man. Me dice, like, como you look, es bien pálido. Me dice, like, pale. I'm just like, and I'm not. I told him, like, I feel really hot, man. I feel like como my blood is like como pouring out of my pores or something, And pues I knock out, bro. Ahí en la meeting, enfrente de todos, estaba yo sentado así, bro, así. I make a sound. I was just like, because like when you fall asleep and you're in an area where you're not supposed to, and I was just like, así. And then everybody turned to see me, and I was just like, oh shit.
That you have something to say?
Yeah, my master coworker, he's just like, levántate, you know, and I'm just like, bro, I'm out of it. Yeah, me fui. Bro, I don't even know how I got home, man. Because we went back. Se acabó, the school day had ended. Y luego I'm just like, I need to take a nap. Like, I'm not going to drive like this. So I was just like, 5-minute power nap. Nah, bro, it turned into 15. It was like 15-minute nap. I woke up and I was like, oh, let's go. Let's go and let's sleep in the car. It'd be better. Let's try to get to the car. Got to the car in la truck ahí está, and I'm just like, let's just rest our eyes un poquito. Because I felt weak, man. Like, I guess the closest thing is like como que te sacan sangre. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, and you just feel that fatigue, you know. And I was just like, chinga, pues, ¿qué me está pasando? And I was like, this is what I get for smoking. You know, this is what I get. That's what I was thinking it was. Me falta hierro, es lo que estaba pensando. And I'm like, bueno, let me take a little nap aquí in that truck. Boom. Me levanté 30 minutes later. And I'm just saying, no, pues let's go home. I don't know how I got home, man. I don't remember the ride. I just remember waking up the next day. And yeah, by that point, it was bad. Porque at that point, I was coughing like long, bro. Like tosías y lo que tosías te dan ganas de toser más, you know? Mm-hmm. And I called the person to say, no, I'm not gonna, I don't feel it. I think it's the flu. Go and get tested, COVID positive. Ooh, fuck, I got this thing. I'm gonna die. That's what I thought. I was saying, I'm fucking die. Pero no, yeah, thank God I didn't get the loss of taste. Or, a mí no me pegó tan fuerte. Yeah. Probably because we got vaccinated. Yeah. I know my sister got it pretty bad. And my dad pulled through. I was just like, I called this is what sucked because I knew that there was that, what is it? Lo que tomaste?
The Molnupiravir, the antiviral.
The antiviral. I knew that there was that. Yeah. So I called la Contreras, ahí no está, no sé quién el regional. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, hey, I know that something exists to take. We're not prescribing anything, sir. You come to us if you feel that you can't breathe.
Oh.
That's it.
And some doctors were prescribing Z-Packs
and I'm just like, what? Are you serious? I was like, I work at a pharmacy. Like, I still work there. I know that they're prescribing this thing. No, sir, we're not prescribing anything. So you just come to the ER ya cuando mire que no puede respirar.
Oh, you're dying.
Like, oh, yeah. I was just like, ¿para qué? Y colgué. And I'm just like, no, pues, because my family también, pues, at that point, it's all of us have it. And this is what they told me, que for us to go to the ER because we don't have insurance. Yeah. So that was where we would go, because that was the cheapest place we could go. Entonces les dije yo, no, pues fuck it, vitamin D, zinc, vitamin C. And I was just like, let me prepare un pinche cocktail. I was just like, 7-day cocktail, you know. This is how you're going to do it. I told everybody, like, don't miss a dose. Take this and take this with Mucinex también and a shit ton of water and aspirin in the morning. Y así fue, and all of us pulled through. Pero fíjate que they weren't prescribing anything. Like, they want people to die.
I know that my wife did call the doctor and she got prescribed an antibiotic and what else? I don't know. But
they were prescribing.
I think that's pretty much it. But other people got prescribed like anti-inflammatories for the
ivermectin. People were getting ivermectin, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People were getting azithromycin, ivermectin, and dexamethasone. Mm-hmm. You remember that? Yeah, I was just like, como that was the Trinity. That's what I was calling it.
Yeah, the Holy Trinity.
It's the Trinity. Les daban como aparte Mucinex aparte. Pero y cuando hablé yo, I was just like, man, what about the Trinity? That's what I was like. I'm like así con the
doctor on the phone.
No, it wasn't even the doctor. It was like the clerk. I was just like, can I speak to somebody who knows medicine, please? She's like, no, sir, we're not prescribing anything. Yeah, what we recommend is take vitamins. Nomás así. I was just like, you want us to die? I was just like, you want us to die, crazy ass bitch. And I didn't get her name only because I didn't get her name. So now I would have complained, bro. Pero ¿qué es eso?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
The first time I got sick during the pandemic, I knew it was a sinus infection because I could feel it aquí in the inside the septum, aquí adentro. And I was just like, I know it's a sinus infection. I know it's a Ceftini or some kind of cephalexin or some kind of cephalosporin. That's what they're going to give me for sure. So they had doctor, I'm just like, oh, pues I'm here. I believe I have a sinus infection. The doctor was like that way. Well, it's going to be this much. Go ahead and pay in advance. All right, so Mr. Alvarez, pues, the doctor doesn't see anybody. Mm-hmm. It's going to be over the phone. I was like, what? Over the phone? What do you mean over the phone? Mm-hmm. How does this doctor know what I have?
How's he going to diagnose?
Yeah, like, how's he going to diagnose me? They're going to put the things inside, scrape the back of my throat or lo que sea. No, they're not going to do any of that. And I'm just like, how do you know what I have then? I was just like, luckily, I knew what it was, like what I had. So ya habla y contesta to Dr. Contreras, and I'm just like, no, doctor, pues I believe que I have a sinus infection. And he's just like, what are your symptoms? And I'm just like, no, pues spitting phlegm. And but I told him like, como phlegm, doctor. Like, esto es como Gorilla Glue, dried out, you know? Like, I could put this and like como hang frames with it, you know? That's what I was just like. So he's just like, no, está bueno. So you think you have a sinus infection? Like, I don't think I know, sir. I know this is a sinus infection. So yeah, me dio Cefdinir, Flonase. And what else did they give me? What is it? Not Allegra D, the other one, the Cetirizine, but what's the brand? Zyrtec D.
Zyrtec D.
Yeah. Zyrtec D. Yeah, fui compré todo. Yeah, the pharmacy was closed where I used to work. I was just like, mándala para HEB. So allá para allá fui.
They don't Flonase, bro, pero have you ever tried like a nose wash? No.
I've seen those things, bro, y me llama la atención. ¿Cómo se llama? Nelly.
I don't know. I bought one, I think. No sé si era en Walmart or an HEB, bro. It's just like a little caja. It has a little water bottle that you can put in. You just have warm water. And then you just tilt your head, put it in. It goes up through one nose and it comes up throughout. I remember I did it a few times, like last year, bro, because I got like I was very congested in my sinuses. Yeah. And nothing could help, bro. And then I just did a saline water wash, and then everything came out, like everything, all the phlegm, all the boogers, everything like just came out with the water. The only bad thing is that a little bit of blood came out, but I think that's just because it was like here.
Oh yeah, it was like in there and.
But everything came out and afterwards, bro.
Y cómo jala eso, bro? Because my nose is sensitive. Like when I go swimming or lo que sea,
you bleed.
Any little water that goes in, like it burns me.
Well, I don't know. It's that I get frequent nosebleeds, and when I was younger, whenever I went into the pool without holding my nose, I would get nosebleeds.
Sí.
Pero at time, I did wash it with the saline little powder that you put in the water and shook it and all. And everything came out. It just like a bit of nose. It wasn't that a little bit of bleeding, but it wasn't that bad. I think it was just like I had the bleeding here.
Yeah.
But afterwards, bro.
I think when you get a nosebleed, the worst thing you can do is do that.
Yeah.
And I would do that a lot frequently también.
Yeah, no. Now I just let it all out, bro. And if I don't have anything like a Kleenex or something, I just go over the sink and then just put on the water.
Está murero. Yo hice un murero aquí una vez. Yeah, que le hice a mi nose y lo boom. I just felt that. I'm just like, oh, this is blood. Ahora sí. And I'm just looking down and I'm just like, todo el trail. So I was like, the damage is done. Might as well make it worse, you know. So I'm over the sink así and I'm just like, I'm gonna die here. It never stopped.
And what's crazy is that sometimes me asusto because I feel like my nose is running, but I feel like, is this blood? And I'm just like,
a mí también me pasa, bro. I'm
just like, you're wiping. I'm like, is it blood? Is it blood? Is it blood? You know, I just get a Kleenex, wash my hands, or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you get like a runny nose, and then you're just like, no, ya valió madre.
Sí, let me go to the restroom. I'm just there, nomás es mocos or running nose.
A mí también me pasa, bro. Pero yeah, they had that, me acuerdo que lo miraban en la TV, I think it's called Nelly Pot o algo así.
Nelly Pot o algo así.
Nelly Pot, mierda así.
I think
que es como un little teapot y tal gente así.
Oh, I don't know about a teapot. It was like
it comes with like one of those Aladdin lamps.
Sí, algo así se ve, ya. Y te pones el liquid así en la nariz y it comes out the other nostril. Pero ¿cómo, bro?
That's crazy. I think it's because the one that I got, it looks more like a baby milk bottle. Como just like a little plastic bottle, little tip ahí. But it tells you in the instructions that you have to tilt your head así. It goes in through one nose.
So you're blocking off so you don't breathe.
So, yeah, on
Dejas
one
así
nose.
Como que no estás respirando.
See, on this nose, you put it in, the tip, this one's free. So,
okay.
And then you start pushing it, squeezing it, it goes in, but it doesn't reach, like it reaches up to here.
Yeah.
But it doesn't go all the way, and then it just comes out the rest because of the gravity and the way you're twitching your head, it just flows out.
That's weird. It's kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to understand how it works.
Yeah, at first, I was scared. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But then, at the end, I was like, minus.
Yo miraba a la gente que lo que pedía ese pedo, and I'm like, cuando trabajan la bomba, I was just like, ¿y pa' qué es eso, oiga? Es pa, ¿cómo decían? Es para la nariz, para sacar moco.
You're like, estaba el agua para el brain.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was just like...
Yeah, I was scared at first, bro, but at the end, I was just like, might as well. You know, you never know. And now, whenever I just feel like a lot of congestion here or whatever.
Sacar ese pedo.
And it works.
Cada rato.
No, okay, every night.
Pinche 30 years of backup, ahí sale un pinche coin.
You just hear...
Un frijol.
Because when I was a kid, I put a penny, I went on dime, put it aquí. Y se atoró, bro, aquí en la...
30 years, all you hear in the sink is...
Puras coins. Ding, 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 ding.
Piggy bank aquí.
Pero yeah, I would see that shit and I was just like, como no se ahoga la gente, bro. Yo pensaba que it would like... Así, bro.
You breathe in. You breathe in through your mouth y todo.
Oh, bro.
But if you need to breathe, you just breathe in through your mouth. Like, you...
Está curioso, bro.
Like,
how do you block this off?
Like, you just don't breathe through your nose porque you're going to inhale the water. You just...
Pero you still breathe through the nose when you breathe through the mouth, no?
No, you can block it off.
You can?
An expert, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Or maybe just time it right. Just like...
See, cuando else breathe out.
And you squeeze that shit like...
Not hard.
No?
Like, just gently... But depending on your nose, I have a thin nose, so I just do it gently. Nomás, a little trickle.
I thought that it was with pressure, bro. I thought that you had to apply pressure, like I had to go in strong.
No, because then.
I once had my ears. I couldn't hear. Yeah, I had them washed with the machine, and there was like that was with pressure, and it was going like back and forth the water.
Yeah.
And I got really dizzy for like an hour after that.
El equilibrium got fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. A mí fue ahí en el ear, nose, and throat que está ahí. We had como una cita. This was a while back. Well, not a while, a long time ago. It must have been like como 14, 15. And they had like a little vacuum. Y they're like, you hear like the little air suction. And he's like, man, you have a lot of earwax. And he said, you know that this can turn into a rock eventually? I was just like,
a rock.
Me cagué, bro. I was just like, shit, so how are you supposed to clean your ears? Pues yo, with a Q-tip, bro, that's how I was trained.
But they say you're not supposed to do that because you're just going to push it in.
Push it in, yeah. So how are you supposed to clean your ears? No que soy mugroso, bro.
Yeah.
¿Me entiendes?
Yeah,
like
just you know properly how to do it.
To this day, I still put Q-tips in my ear. And it does. I feel like cuando se mete hasta dentro del ear y le duele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, le te sientes like... Oh.
Sí, yeah. You're just like, o se tapa algo y luego ya no oyes nada. O que ahora es el eardrum o no sé qué pasa. Yeah. Pero es otra onda. Y sí, lo que hago yo en veces to clean the ear is hydrogen peroxide, bro.
I've heard that también.
I don't know if you're supposed to do that, pero I put it and then you just hear the crackling on the ear así con ganas. Y te duermes.
No.
And then when you wake up, me agarra la towel. And then you look at the contents y te cagas, bro. Te cagas, bro, con los contents.
¿Nunca has visto, bro, que les ponen como un paper, así como un cone, y le prenden fire?
Yeah.
Sí, he visto
that ear candles, something like that? Yeah.
Sí, ¿y qué es eso, bro?
Te saca el aire, no
Supposedly,
sé.
bro, I think, I'm not too sure, pero I think that the heat and everything creates like a little suction.
En la candle?
Yeah, as it burning down and all, the heat and everything creates like a little suction and pulls it out or something. I don't know.
Sácale tu eardrum, bro.
I don't know correctly. I don't know if I'm right.
What about this other one? Okay, in your back, they'll use like a cup. They put like a coin with some wax or something, and then they'll light it up with the lighter.
Oh, the cupping?
And then they'll put a cup. And then it'll like your skin will suck in. And they'll do it like all over your back. Have you ever seen that?
Sí, he visto eso, yeah.
What does that do?
Es pa sacar la sangre del tissue.
Oh.
To detox and also, I think to like...
¿Qué es lo que pasa en un massage?
Oh,
because they work the muscle to the point que es como una esponja, bro.
Oh.
So they like como lo aplastan el muscle. Bueno, el cupping es diferente. El cupping is suction, works by suction. But you're gonna be fucked up afterwards anyway.
See?
Yeah. Have you all ever gotten a massage in the back or no?
No.
Like a good massage?
No.
For about 5 days, it feels like you're on a fire. Aquí on your back, yeah, like you're on a heating blanket, así, for 5 days.
No me gracia.
And you look at your back, y te dice the person who's like, he's just like, oh man, he said there's a lot of toxins in your back here, and they can see porque no vas a creer que es una sobadita, bro. No.
Oh, es un pedo. Like the scraping.
Yeah, este es un pedo que like te ponen pressure
and it goes to your back, bro.
They're like así like como like haciendo tortillas, bro.
Yeah.
Like están así applying force con madre, and you know, they see the blood just popping out of the yeah.
And it's good because supposedly they do that to help relax the muscle. Because even you're not like working out or anything, like just your everyday job, like say all day you're just lifting boxes or whatever, all this is going to be very tight because of all your moving and stuff.
You need to massage.
And they do it to just like help rejuvenate the muscle a little bit.
No.
That way, you can have more movement and motion. Because if you're just doing this all day,
Mata todo tieso.
Es lo único, ¿sabes? Te caes como un T-Rex.
Still.
Yeah.
Te caes como un T-Rex, bro.
Te caes como un T-Rex.
Yo le voy a decir a ver que me dé un masaje. I think she gets good massage nomás. Súbete arriba, hija, nomás. Písame todo. Písame toda la espalda.
nomás echate baby oil on tu feet before.
Se resbala
la pobre. Se desnuca de queda. Yeah, no, the last time I got a massage, bro, was maybe like 7 years ago. Yeah, es que mi primo es he's a licensed. He got the whole license and shit.
Massage
He's
therapist.
like, sí, le dije, pues, ¿qué nos cobras, bro? Me dice, nah, $55. Me dice, but if you come para $55 for home visit. Me dice, viene para acá, te voy a 35. Está bueno, fui para allá. Y ahora para que le dije, aquí está. Y le dije, no, es que no aguanto mi espalda, bro. Me duele chingo y ya. A ver, y tú nomás ahí yo parado. ¿Y quién sabe qué hace con su codo, bro? Hace crack, algo que... Y dije,
Me está matando este vato.
Ya me siento mejor. Y dije, ya acabamos. Dice, like, no, hombre, quítate la shirt. Dice, let me see what's going on. Y luego así nomás, he's like así, just like como
Palpating.
And he's just like, man, me dice, you have so many knots. Y yo dice, ¿qué knots, bro? ¿Qué es eso? Me dice que es como, así como dice Joan, que de tanto que te pones a hacer, bueno, pues nosotros que, ¿verdad? Estás parado, yo también estoy parado ahí donde estoy teaching, de tanto el mismo posture, que la muscle nomás se impone a...
So that's a rigid.
Yeah. And it just gets there. It's not flexible anymore. So then what these guys do is they go in there and they're just like masa, you know. So they're like making tortillas, you know, making biscuits ahí. Y sales de ahí, sales con madre.
And then you need to sleep.
Yeah. And it's awesome. The next day it's like you worked out. You're back to a point que it's just like, I didn't know this was possible.
Yeah, it's putty.
Y me dijo el primo, you make sure that you drink a lot of water. Dijo, because all of that shit is toxic, guy. All that shit you have in your back is toxic. I was just like, ¿cómo soy tóxico yo? I was just like, ¿de dónde sale ese pedo? I was just like, so if like somebody was to cut me open and they drank that, they would die? And I was like, well, what do you mean it's toxic? Y me dice, no, pues que está todo acumulado. He's like, no se mueve esto. That's crazy, no?
Yeah.
Which is like como that shit that people get bed ulcers. You've heard of that? Get like bed ulcers?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I guess it's the same thing. Eventually it happens that tanto no moving or not that movement. It's like, if you're not using it, you're going to lose it. You know what I mean? I guess that's how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're not using this part, lo vas a perder.
Hey.
So, yo la madre, bro.
One thing that I want to do is I want to go to like a chiropractor.
Yeah.
I've never been to one, but I always watch on YouTube.
¿Ah, sí?
And like, me encantan los videos, bro.
That's
All the cracks, all the back cracks.
Spinal alignment.
Cuando les hacen pull la neck así, ¡tum!
Yes, bro.
Parece que se van a morir, bro.
I want to do it, bro.
I'm scared to do
Te
that.
van a sacar unos pedos, bro, eso sí.
Hey.
Yeah, porque un guy que vive para allá para atrás también es como un therapist license. Ese va a sacar pedos, bro. Te dobla y agarra tu leg. He's like, suéltate. Te dice like, he's like, como stop fighting me. Like, como, like, he's just like, como let your body loose. And then you just let him do whatever he's doing with your legs. Y las hace crosskin aquí, lo... Y se voy a ir todo el... Y se sale y lo... Ahí nomás sale el pedo. Dice, bueno, pues ni modo.
Literally estás farting.
Ni modo, doctor. Pues es que yo no me doblo así. Ahí había airecito ahí, trap somewhere. Chingado. No, sí, bro, sí pasa, bro. Pero y se saca la daga al vato. And this guy would do the whole body, like, te hacía todo el...
Que dice, pues you told me to relax.
Yeah, salías de ahí, salías como que guañao.
I feel like
My new person.
You feel like a spaghetti noodle, like, that's been boiled, like, you're like así, like, guañao.
Oh, wow.
Sí, luego, pues, you go back to your shit, and then, you become again, like, a
normal
spaghetti, rigid shit.
Y lo necesitas ir otra vez para atrás.
Yeah.
I feel like I have I think I have the most problem. Like, I also get a crack or go to a chiropractor. But I would say I would have the most tension, like aquí.
Yeah.
And like my mid back.
Sí.
Upper mid back. But I want to go over one time.
Se siente con madre, bro, when they crack your back y todo. Yeah. Si quiere, these guys are good, man. Este se llama Alanis, creo que es his last name, or Costa, some shit like that. Y luego, pues, el tal primo también que hace el jale ese. Y, no, que sales ahí, bro, you're like, fucking, man, you're just like, I didn't know it's like something you didn't know you needed. Mm-hmm. It's just like, como, you know, it's just like one of those things like, I didn't know I needed this. And then, pues, not that you look forward to it, but you know when you need to go again.
Yeah.
It's just like, como, I'm so proud right now that this would do me good, you know.
Ya me hace falta.
Sí. Y es lo que está con... Es que estamos hablando, bro, nos fuimos en un pinche tangent. We went from COVID to fucking massage. Yeah, no, sí. And these guys, I mean, for what they're charging and what they do, man.
It's good.
It's good. Yeah.
Maybe I'll look into it.
Ese cupping, it works kind of the opposite. Porque it's a suction. So, como que it's still pulling blood. Yeah. Think of it like a leech. Mm-hmm. Pero now it's... creo que sales ahí con chingos de hikis, bro. Es lo que pasa.
Sí.
Yeah. So, un hiki también es bueno. Nada más decirle a una girl, nomás de puro hiki todo el body.
On my back, no man.
Yeah, it's good for me, it's healthy for me, healthy for you.
Nah.
you get your
it's a win-win, it's a win-win.
You get to practice your suction power. We all win here. Tú me lo haces a mí, yo te lo hago a ti. Estás tú con un little straw, no?
Oh. A straw.
But yeah, it's good. Now let's talk about Will Smith, man.
Because
this was on the... This is what's going on in the... We forgot about Putin. They forgot about Putin. They forgot about COVID. They forgot about everything. Will Smith was the thing. It still is. Ahorita en Snapchat. It's like the thing in Twitter and... ¿Cómo se llama? Instagram.
It's the main thing right now.
It's the main thing ahorita. The Will Smith slap.
Mm-hmm. Slap.
Right. So, let's talk about the events as we saw them unfold. I didn't watch the thing because yo fui al concierto de Jesse Joy. It was that same night when this happened. So, the reason why we knew that something had happened was because one of las girls que mi sister overheard. She's like, oh my God, what just happened at the Oscars? So then, cuando salimos al concert, fuimos al IHOP. Because antes nomás al IHOP, seguro que era burgers, pancakes. Remember they had
the whole... I've never gone to IHOP, bro.
You never gone, bro?
The only thing closed is like Denny's. No. But never gone to an IHOP.
No.
It's the same thing, bro.
Nah.
No.
Very similar. No. They have some stuff that they don't have.
No, bro.
I'm conflicting answers here, sir.
Their pancakes, bro, pancakes are out of this world. Bro. Pero it depends on which one you go to.
The one that I do like from Denny's, bro. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this will have it. I remember. I don't know if it was like a limited thing or something. Yeah. But I remember I got it a few times in the one in Nolana.
Okay.
The peanut butter pancakes, bro.
I never tried that.
No. Oh my God. It was like crunchy peanut butter on the pancakes, bananas, and nomás la bañas and maple syrup, bro. That was my go-to when I was there.
Ahí en el IHOP, bro. It's International House of Pancakes, so let's start there.
Okay.
It's international, and it's the House of Pancakes, bro. Yeah, like
it's the title.
If you had any doubts of what was going on, and even in the logo, let me show you the logo, you know. IHOP logo. If you had any doubts, bro, the logo is self-explanatory.
A ver.
It's a smiley face.
Oh, it's a smiley face.
You see that?
Yeah.
Denny's.
Con los ojos así como que están hooked.
Sí.
Enganchado.
Denny's logo. Está chafo. Y no es international.
No tiene ninguna face.
Nomás es, no hay ninguna face, bro. Nomás es the lifestyle diner. Nomás así. Todo chafo.
Well, that's what we have here in Rio, bro.
Es lo que tenemos aquí.
Yeah.
Los pancakes de allá, bro, como dice el nombre. It's the house of the pancake.
Mm-hmm. That's the way they live.
Hubo un tiempo que they went up against this company. These guys. Then they changed the International House of Pancake to International House of Burgers. Because people didn't know that they also had burgers. Aparte de pancakes, you know. They had burgers too.
Yeah, so they had changed their name, right?
They had changed their name, and it was this whole thing for a while. It was just like, oh, they're not going to have pancakes anymore. They're going to have burgers. Because they had burgers on their menu, but nobody would never order them. And the burgers suck ass, man. I'm not going to lie. They're not, ni que digas.
Between Denny's and IHOP?
That's not their home.
Between Denny's and IHOP, bueno, pues... Yo
burgers.
prefiero una Mexican burger, bro. De aquí de la taquería, aquí.
Yeah, con jamón y todo eso.
Con aguacate.
Sí, bro.
Con aguacate.
Con aguacate, y jalapeño y se lo ponen por arriba.
El pan lleno de grease.
Sí, no. Compared to, so the burger is Mexican for me. If I had to pick, I would say Denny's is better.
The pancakes.
Their burgers are better. The pancakes, on the other hand, IHOP is where it's at. Pero, like I'm saying, it depends on which one you go to. Okay. Like, not all Whataburgers were created equal, and not all Denny's were created equal.
Supposedly, the one over here in Roma, the Whataburger is supposed to be superior. Everyone that I've heard that's been from Roma, they always say, if you get Whataburger, you get the one over here.
Si vas al de Rio Grande, es una mierda.
En Roma.
Es una mierda.
Here, in Roma. They say it's better, so much better than the one in Rio. Yeah, I've only known the one in Rio.
Es que allá lo hacen con amor, bro.
No, los cooks.
El de aquí, they're just like... They're just like... Ay, ya ponlo ahí. And they're just pinche martillo y te dan la burger.
Imagine you're in the drive-thru window, that's all you hear.
Pinche mazo ahí. That guy sirve de ahí.
Pan acá todo por un lado.
No, y luego no está ni calientito, bro. You bite it, está frío el pedo. Y dices, pues, ¿qué pasó? Allá es cooked to order, bro.
Hace cuenta que te lo está haciendo tu abuelita, ¿vale?
That's what it looks like, man. Like, como they're like, ¿qué vas a querer?
Oh, imagine, bro.
Just like, no, number 5. that's my go-to.
Bacon and cheese.
Yo, what you just said. Imagine there was like a fast food restaurant, but they hired like
Abuelita.
grandma. That would be like the best fast food restaurant ever, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's grandma's working.
You would get like Hispanic grandmas, Italian grandmas, and then you just have...
You would have a whole tradition.
Everybody would just be eating there, bro.
Ahí sales obeso, bro.
Yeah.
Y luego they kiss you before you leave on the cheek. Thank you for calling me, Coco.
Ahí dan un dinerito. Aquí está para la...
Si quieres comprar un
sándwich.
Un sándwich o unos dulces.
Un sándwichón. Oye, aquí en la jungla, bro. No sé si han visto.
¿La jungla?
Sí, aquí donde está el ¿cómo se llama ese pedo? Que metes por car.
Drive-thru.
Bueno, they have a restaurant aparte.
Okay.
Tienen un pedo ahí que está curioso, bro. Te saca de onda. So you're looking at their minivan, I was like, this place, when it was opening up, this place, legit. They went with the whole jungle theme. Before the freeze, tenían banana trees, citrus trees. Estaba con madre, bro. Look, jungle theme. They went with the theme. Freeze came, tumbó todo el pedo. So, es otra onda. Pero hicieron annex un restaurant. They did like a little annexation. We're gonna expand. Now they're expanding to cakes now. So now restaurant cakes también are gonna have cakes ahí. Cuando se abrió el restaurant, we're just like, man, these guys are changing the world. I came up on this road. We're just like, oh, shit, we have everything close by, you know. And you're reading their menu, bro. They lost credibility with their first item. The first item on there, they lost credibility, bro.
What is it, bro?
Estás a cagar, bro. Their first item, bro. No le voy a echar mentiras, bro. Si no me quedan ahorita llegan. Bro. Their first item, sandwich con pan, bro. Chile, bro. No, I can't make this up, bro. Así dice
sandwich, bro, así nomás.
Sándwich con pan.
So what happens if you don't want the pan?
No sé, bro.
Pues ¿qué es un sándwich y no tiene pan? ¿Qué es, bro? ¿Es una salad, no?
No es un sándwich, bro. Es una burger. Eso está curioso. I ordered it. I was like, sándwich con pan.
A lo mejor así se come en el jungle, bro.
No sé, bro, pero yo me cagué. Dije, ¿qué es esto? I was like, ¿un sándwich de tortilla o qué? O sea, es un sándwich con tortilla. ¿Eso es quesadilla, bro?
Con tortilla.
Eso es una quesadilla.
You're expecting something como un the Tarzan sandwich o algo.
Sí, I'm like, pues no. Dije yo...
Sandwich de jungle.
Dije yo, pues, ¿qué pasaría, like, que... Sandwich, these people must have ordered a sandwich, yeah. They must have ordered a sandwich somewhere y no les dieron pan.
Maybe.
And they're just like, nomás para aclarar, you know.
Para aclarar, este sándwich trae pan.
Este trae pan.
Pero es pan.
Es pan.
They would have done so much better, bro. It would have been like jungle style burger or something.
¿Verdad? Ahí entonces sí no tengo nada. Sándwich con pan, bro. Te cagas, bro. Dices, pues, ¿qué pedo?
¿Qué es este jale?
Eso es como así, taco con tortilla, bro. Dices, pues no, pues así es como, fue lo que me dijiste. Taco con tortilla, pues that's what you're expecting to get, you know.
Taco.
Un sándwich sin pan. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es?
El puro bologna.
And I wanted to ask him. I was just like, it was a mind fuck for me. I was just like, back up, you know. Let's evaluate the situation. Why is that there? And they're proud of it. Con pan, it's big.
And what's
con is big, pan.
What's the next item, bro? Item number 2.
It's hielo con agua.
Hielo con agua.
O hielo hecho de agua.
Hielo hecho de agua.
Agua con H2O.
Te cagas, bro. Te dices, pues, ¿qué pedo?
¿Qué pasó?
Yeah, you're just like, ¿dónde fue el mal aquí? And I wanted to ask, I was like, oiga, ¿y qué es el sándwich sin pan? ¿Qué me va a servir o qué? Fucking new item you never heard of. And you're just like, pues, ¿esto es ensalada? ¿Verdad? Porque pues es lo que es. Si le quitas el pan y dices, esto es ensalada con proteína y protein ahí. Eso en ese caso no es sándwich.
¿Qué otra cosa?
Eso es like, decir como es meatloaf sin meatloaf, ¿me entiendes?
Una hamburguesa sin burger.
Es taco sin tortilla.
Una burger sin patty.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Si no me creen, llegan, bro.
Un sándwich. Pues tiene que tener pan a fuerza, ¿no?
Nomás pasen por ahí. Nomás quería ver si era verdad. Nomás digan así.
Is there any other way to make a sandwich without pan? No, bro.
No.
Sandwich es pan.
Con platos de cartón, no sé. ¿Cómo es el cartón? Me sacó de onda, bro. Me sacó de onda que no sé ni qué estaba.
Estamos hablando de Will Smith.
Estamos hablando de Will Smith, bueno. So, let's recall the events. Go back, man.
Okay.
You were doing something in IHOP, bro. What were you doing in IHOP?
You
were in
that's where we
concert.
see, yeah, because somebody in the concert said what happened you look at what happened at the Oscars. So we're eating,
someone in IHOP.
We're eating at IHOP.
said that.
In the concert.
Oh, in the concert.
So cuando llegamos ni comimos en el IHOP, bro, es puro pedo, comimos en el Denny's, ya que me acordé, bro.
This whole conversation
me acordé,
no tenía nada que ver con
yo quería ir al IHOP, pero resultamos ir al Denny's. No el de aquí, porque el de aquí huele mal. Huele feo. Apparently, huele feo. That's what message you said. So, no, yo no quiero eso porque huele feo. Está bueno. Llegamos a la de Apenitas, ese que se abrió nuevo ahí. Que ahí te sirven con madre, bro. Like, te trata como un rey ahí. Sí. ¿Qué quieres? They're just like, te hablan en español, bro. They're like, ¿qué tantos? 7. Oh, está bueno, sí.
Sándwich con pan.
Aquí enfrente, sí. Fue donde, and that's where I brought it up. I was like, no van a creer. I was just like, lleguen ahí. Y me acordé, I was just like, estábamos risa y todo. No, pues ya nos fijamos. Y luego está Will Smith, and this guy, Chris Rock, goes up, right? And he's like, everybody that goes up always has some kind of monologue. I don't know why. They can't just go up there and be like, the winner of this, but that documentary goes to, just do your job.
Yeah. They
Pero
have something planned out.
It's always been que make some kind of comment. Fine. So Chris Rock, who's a comedian, his job is to tell jokes. Goes up there, and it was a light joke. He says, points at Jada, whatever the fuck her name is, que es la esposa de este güey. And he's like, the hair, que sabe qué. No, nomás dice, ¿cómo dice?
Waiting for G.I. Jane.
Waiting for G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. You know, he starts laughing, everybody starts laughing, Will Smith is laughing.
Yeah.
And then the camera tilts or changes to now you're looking at the front. ¿Verdad? Está Chris Rock así riéndose. And then he sees Will Smith coming. You see Will Smith coming así, and he's like looking down. Viene así, y luego, está dice Chris Rock, thinking que he's gonna come and high five him. That's what I was thinking that was gonna happen. Que Will Smith was gonna be like, hey, that was a good one, ¿verdad? Like, no hard feelings o lo que sea. No fue así. This guy goes up there, he se queda, hey, like, como, waiting for him. Now, the reaction was weird, porque he has his hands to his back, and he's like, como, kind of, ¿verdad? Así, that means that
like
you're showing, not premeditated, but you're showing like como you're comfortable with this person. You trust someone.
Oh, okay.
If you have your hands to your back, así, that means that you trust someone to give them your front, así. ¿Verdad? So this guy's walking at him. No threat postures because this guy's looking down. Yeah, he just follows through with a slap. Boom! All the way down. Y se queda Chris Rock bien sacado, and he's just like, whoa! Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. ¿Verdad? Y luego se sienta el güey, and then the camera goes back to him. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Empieza a hablar. He says that twice. And he's like, whoa, dude, it was just a G.I. Jane joke, right? Yeah, it's a killer. It was, he stayed up there, held his composure. He's a comedian. Yeah. He could have pulled the Dave Chappelle. If it had been Dave Chappelle, this would have been a different story. Dave Chappelle would have kept on going. He would have went dirtier. He would have went nastier with the jokes. That's the guy respected, ¿verdad? But I didn't think it was offensive, clearly. But Hollywood is becoming sensitive now. The world is becoming sensitive. Te sacó de onda now. My position is Will Smith is in the wrong. This is my position. And the reason why I believe that Will Smith is in the wrong is because a comedian has immunity de cierta manera. So long as you're not, when we're talking about freedom of speech y todo, más para los comedians. Well, their job is to go into the uncomfortable, and this is where these guys go into. These are my points of view. I've had arguments with other people. And ahorita we'll hear what you all think, but so this guy's job is to tell jokes. Number one, right? Tell jokes, cross waters that shouldn't be crossed, to elicit a response. Hey. Usually, you try to you're gonna get people that get angry, or you're gonna get people that laugh. For a comedian, laughing is good. Getting angrier, even better, because it's just like, oh, you can't take a joke. It's just like it's just a joke, you know. There wasn't any physical violence. He didn't threaten anybody. He didn't say, you know what, I'm gonna kill people. Lo que sea. This guy crossed the line. There was no need. Will Smith himself, being part of a comedian, you know, for me, this whole thing opens the doors to now, I don't like what you said, and I'm going to slap the shit out of you. And I can do that because Hollywood did that, and this guy didn't get evicted or didn't get his ass out, you know. I see what you're saying. He still got his stupid award, right? He still got his nomination, but I don't know if it's because they knew that he was going to get that, keep him there. But the way it looked is like, you can do this and perfectly be fine with it. No cop. This is an assault. I mean, an assault on live TV. Yeah. So now, Will Smith is in the wrong not only with what he did, but how
he went about
how there was no consequences, no repercussions for this crap. Yeah. So ahora es just like, si tú dices algo que no me gusta a mí, but I have that, así como Will Smith. And should be fine. Yeah, and that's not how the world is. That's just Hollywood fairy tale. But these are my points of view, so I'll open it up to.
What do you think, John?
In my opinion, bro, like, I feel like the comedian has the right to make jokes, but I feel like there's lines. Like, for example, I feel like a comedian shouldn't make jokes regarding, like, a certain race or a certain, like, group of people or people with like certain illnesses if they haven't themselves been through it or something. Like a Jew person can make Jew jokes, but other people can't.
Jokes and stuff like that.
A black person can make black jokes. A Mexican can make Mexican jokes, and a cancer person who had cancer or is fighting through cancer can make cancer jokes. But like in my way of viewing it, I don't think Chris Rock, I guess it was, I know it was like a funny, like, not like a lighthearted joke. It could have been way worse. Yeah. But I don't think he was still in the right to make that without permission from Jada before. Yeah. Okay. In my point of view. Unless he himself had, because supposedly she has alopecia or something like that. Yeah. Unless he had or
this guy had no knowledge of it. That's what he claims. He didn't know that was happening.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's always wrong when someone takes like a violence approach, right? Yeah. So he was wrong in doing that, right? Okay. And he should have repercussions. I do think that there was repercussions. Maybe we don't know about it in our side, right? There probably is
something in the background.
Yeah, maybe.
But as far as comedians, they do have the right to say whatever they want, whether on their own stage or out and about. We can just say whatever the heck we want in the street. It doesn't mean we're not going to get our faces punched, right? Yeah. But in this situation, nobody came to see, what's his name, Chris Rock? Nobody came to see him specifically. Nobody came to your show, to the Chris Rock. We're here, we paid a ticket to see you, to let you say whatever the heck you want to say up there, and at the expense of whatever. We're not here to see you, right? So we're here to celebrate an event where everybody's gonna get a reward for their profession, whatever they have done. So Will Smith is here with his wife, who's going through probably some tough illness situation, and you're over here making fun of her in front of the whole nation, right? Everybody's watching this.
The whole world, not just the nation. It's a world event.
I believe that as much right as a person has to speak, and as much right as a comedian has to say jokes,
there's limits.
There's a right that Will Smith in his position has to get upset, and he has to face his consequences. But I don't believe that he was wrong for getting upset. I mean, if I was in this situation, right, and let's say I'm in the store, and I don't care if it's Chris Rock or whoever, someone famous or someone who the world doesn't even know, says something offensive about me or my wife or my family. It depends. Like sometimes I don't care, right? Yeah. But it depends on the situation. If it's offensive, it's gonna make someone that I love like feel bad or embarrassed in front of a lot of people. I would get very pissed, and maybe I would go to this extreme, but I would face the consequences. You know, like I did what I did. It's wrong, but you provoked this. You know, and yes, like comedians, for the most part, like I've seen a lot of stand-up comedy and all this stuff, and they have, and you said that it was a light joke. I don't see it that way because she's going through something really. I don't know what it is. I don't pay attention, but whatever illness it is, it's like Joanne said. If you don't have never gone through it, you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Right, but for the most part, comedians are always making fun of like where I feel like where it touches me. I don't care what they joke about. Where it touches me the most is like whenever they start mentioning mentioning it. These people they're not religious themselves, right? Obviously, they wouldn't be making fun of the religion. But whenever they're saying it, it's like I don't mind it, right? Because they don't know. But for me, it's like you there's no position for you to what you're saying is That's where it hits me, right? That's where I can identify with
You're talking about when he went up there to talk himself, okay, he was crying and stuff, or...
No, I'm just saying, like...
Okay, he's like, the devil comes for you,
well, no, I didn't pay attention to that. I'm just saying, like, on the regular basis, whenever we're listening to whatever comedians... For the most part, most of the comedians, they always have, like, a joke against religion.
Ah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I feel, like, kind of, like, I could say something, but it's like... Well, he's a comedian. He can say whatever he wants as long as it doesn't affect me, right?
Yeah.
But that's like me kind of identifying with the situation, right?
Yeah.
Like, yes, we can all say whatever we want. Like, in ourselves too, like, you're not going to go to the store, let's say, and you see someone maybe handicapped or whatever, and make fun of them in front of, like, say, maybe their parents or their sisters or their brothers. You're going to get punched in the face, bro.
Yeah.
This is real life. Not just because it's Hollywood and you're some kind of...
The thing is that these guys are public figures. Like, you're in the light. Like,
but also, I mean, like, just because they are that doesn't mean that they're not human to react.
Oh, they gave up that right. They sold their soul, you know, in de cierta manera. So they're not immune from it. Their criticism, they're gonna get criticized. They get shit on every day. Twitter, not just those celebrities, others también. And not only them, politicians, senators, congressmen, because you're a public figure, and we have the right to shit the mayor of Rio Grande.
Exposed to that,
We have the right to shit the judge of Stark County. If we want to talk bad about them, we can, because they're public figures. Now, what you can't do is they can't talk bad about Joanne or me or you or your wife or the people in our lives because we're private figures. And at that point, this is I think they call it defamation. That's what it's called. So aquí, you're part of the shit show. I love the whole thing. I loved it porque it's like Hollywood is sensitive and we're just sensitive and we can't talk about snowflakes, you know, all these people. And now it's just like, here you are falling on your own sword. It's just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time before. Now, if it had been a white person to go and slap Chris Rock.
Oh, that was...
Or if it had been a white person to have made that joke.
Yeah. No,
or if it had been a different... If it supposed que it was ese vato el de... ¿Cómo se llama Aquaman? That big buff guy.
Oh, yeah.
What if he was the one that would made that joke? You think Will Smith
nobody's gonna go do anything.
Slap him?
But these guys are old, right? How old is Chris Rock and Will Smith?
Like probably in his 50s, man.
Older in 50s, both of them? Yeah, because they look kind of old.
Yeah.
And I see Rock's reaction was like admitting to, like, you know what, I crossed the line.
He was dumbfounded. Okay, he went backstage and he's just like, did I cross the line with that joke? He was like, what did I say? You know, a veces que te cagas because that reaction was uncalled for. And what was so weird was that this guy was laughing.
Oh, okay.
He was laughing.
Yeah, he was laughing at the joke. Yeah.
He's just like, and then
he changed his mind.
He just bipolarness. What? This is like, come on.
I know that
goes up there on a mission and
I know that the majority of the people are like against Will. I mean, it was wrong what he did.
Yeah, he's an asshole, man. He's an asshole.
I mean, the guy is also smaller.
You know, por eso dice Chris Rock. I don't know if you heard him. He's just like, I could, and he just stops. And I think what he was gonna say there was, I could make this whole 3 hours of fucking monologue just shitting on your wife because I'm a comedian and I can do this if I want to. You know. Yeah. It was a light joke.
To be honest, like,
he could have said,
I don't see.
You took your wife back after she cheated on you publicly with your son's friend. You know, that would have been that would have been funny.
Yeah.
I didn't laugh at the G.I. Jane. I was just like, stupid. This is a Disney dumb joke.
No.
If he had said, "Ooh, you took back that you're a cuck," what do they call them? Those guys?
Cuckold.
Yeah, cuckolds, right? I was like, you just like, ¿verdad? Entonces ahí sí, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
He didn't. That's why he's like, I could, and he just.
But why didn't he though? Like, if his intention was already to be funny ever since he got up, why did Will Smith slapping him change his mind? You know? I don't. Be honest, like I don't see Will Smith wrong. Like, yeah, what he did was wrong, but I don't have any like feelings, sort of feelings against him. Like,
but I did find it weird how he like switched up. Like he was laughing at it and everything.
Yeah, and that's why people thought it was staged.
Yeah.
También, bro.
Yeah, my wife said that she thought it was staged also, but my wife was also saying that he was laughing, but then when he turned over to see his wife and she was kind of like mad,
and then he changed.
That's when he said, "Oh, this is not." Yeah.
But like how I say, like a comedian can say whatever they want, just like how I said it, like a Jew, stuff like that.
¿Qué estás haciendo, bro? Like to defend the wife. ¿Pa qué? She didn't respect you. She humiliated you in public.
Yeah, I guess that's.
She clearly didn't respect your ass, right? And you're gonna go for a G.I. Jane joke? For a G.I. Jane joke, you're gonna get up there once and for all. And then he goes on stage, Yori el baboso, love making you crazy. Dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke. Ponte una peluca, señora.
Yeah.
You're in Hollywood, for Christ's sakes. Right?
She was asking
Clearly, te gusta el pedo. Andas así, ¿verdad? And girls, no, pues, you don't know what hair means to women and their confidence. Confidence! They have wigs. They're in Hollywood. These people are rich off their ass. They have miracles in Hollywood. They make ugly people pretty. Okay? I was just like, these are excuses. I was just like, either this whole thing was staged, ¿verdad? Well, this was real, and I love it. I love it either way. I love it either way because anytime Hollywood falls on its ass, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. And that's what's happening.
And then also saying that, on social media and stuff, they were saying that Jada's like a big manipulator of Will Smith.
See? She is.
And that she has him in her hand.
What an idiot, man. I would have left her ass. What the hell? Disrespect the husband. Vámonos a la chingada, vieja.
Pues I think that the whole marriage thing or whatever, that's something something different. That has nothing to do with what happened here. No, I say like it has nothing to do with the situation. What happened there, like that moment, whatever happened in the past, whatever that moment, like I said, he was laughing himself. He was in the moment.
His excuse was
all of a sudden it was like, wait, you're being humiliated in front of the whole everybody. Like what expense? Like what did she do to make that guy pay attention to her? Like, well, what am I doing? I'm not even.
His excuse was, love makes you do crazy things. No. Manipulation.
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. If I was not even Will Smith, if I was Jada, and this or whatever her name is, and this guy said a joke about me, I'm gonna go up there personally and slap that guy.
You know, I would have been like, hey, good one.
I'll be like, hey. You want to be a comedian? Yeah, this is what you have to put up with.
I'm just like, I'll just be like, oh, no, take it, ¿verdad? Clearly, ¿verdad? Everybody acts differently, I guess.
Yeah.
Everybody is going to take this differently. But we all have our different points of view here, so that's awesome. Will Smith, not about it. For me, that's just how it is. I hate this guy. He sucks. And I only wish that Chris Rock sued his ass, man. That's all I wish for. People need to learn their lesson.
Or press start.
That's what I'm seeing. Like, people are getting away with too much. Yesterday, we were taking a test in the school. It's the last test before we take the star one. And there was 2 students that were out of line. Yeah. There was 2 students who were out of line, man. Uno de ellos, I told him like fucking 4 times, turn off the computer. Don't turn it on again. You're done. Doesn't get it. No, lo prender the 4th time. Was there, put in some music. Fui, and I just press hold on the power button. And the kid says, what's that vato? And I was just like, fucking flip, man. I kicked his chair, donde estaba sentado el kid. I just kicked it con madre. Boom. Este vato, vamos pa' afuera, este vato. Y lo saqué pa' afuera. And I'm just like, ¿qué traes? Right? Ahí, and it wasn't called for. Pero es que there's too many people walking without repercussion, without thinking. Maybe así como digo yo, if this whole Oscars event was just present the nominees, call out who won, make it boring, fuck it. Pero since I don't know when, they've made it to like, now we need to say something. Something irrelevant, gay pride. Y ahí están los pendejos. Everybody's entitled to their own, ¿verdad? Everybody can do whatever they want, you know?
Yeah.
Pero this is a formal event. ¿Me entiendes? ¿Cómo ganas, bro? So yo por eso a mí me gusta ese pedo. I'm just like, como... So that's why yesterday con el test ese, I'm just like, como, I'm not gonna have it. There's too many people getting away with too many shit. Somebody's gonna fall. And I was like, these two students, el otro made some comments behind my back, and I was just like, ¿qué están diciendo? I was just like, and I was just like, I could have made him cry, man, pero dije, let me cool off. Le hablé a security, hasta le hablé a security, que detengo a este vato. Alright, so going back, Will Smith sucks. And that's my official position, patented, trademarked.
That's final.
Will Smith sucks. Now, aquí we can trademark an idea. We can come up with a company. Anybody uses this phrase, you just got Will Smith. That means he just got the slap the shit out of you. But we could patent that idea.
I'm down.
You just got Will Smith. I'm gonna use it. You're gonna get Will Smith by the test.
Oh, like instead of saying like, you know how there would be fights back in the day and it's like, oh, World Star.
Hey.
Oh, this guy just got Will Smith.
This guy just got Will Smith. Yeah, anytime anybody uses that, you owe me $20.
No.
You owe me $20. Anytime anybody uses it, just got Will Smith. So that guy sucks. So, and you all, have you had your views? We have here, next topic was Christian events. Ahorita, following the timeline, some 2,022 years ago, Jesus walking in the desert, 40 days. It's happening right now. This is, I don't know what day. But we're approaching Good Friday. And then the Resurrection Sunday. I mean, it's in Easter Sunday, which is in the 2 weekends. No, not this weekend. Next weekend. The following. ¿Verdad?
Yeah, I think it's the...
Next Saturday. Oh, next Sunday.
The 15th, 16th, 17th.
The 17th. Yeah, it's the 17th. So, one of the things you usually see is Christian events. That people getting to... You were mentioning March for Christ. Yo no he visto nada. I don't know what's going on. Pero it's kind of alarming. When the Christian radio station doesn't mention nobody, artists, any kind of get-together, spiritual event. No, nothing. Night of hope. Night of faith. Nada. So it's bizarre.
What do you think is going on?
I think it's the end times, bro. I think that's what this is. I think this is the final year before we all go away forever, for good.
You think maybe like these bands haven't been able to come out because of like COVID and stuff?
Well, I don't know. Forgetting countries touring all over the place. They have a new album.
They were?
They have a new album. They're coming to Texas, pero they're not coming to the Valley. Maybe they gave up on the Valley, man.
Maybe.
They saw there wasn't no mucho movimiento acá.
Was lost.
The
lost cause.
All the people crossing the border, they're just like, don't even go there, you know.
Too dangerous.
Quién sabe. Pero it's bizarre. And so then we had a farewell tour celebrities. Okay, you were mentioning that celebrities are on their last tour ever.
A bunch of them are announcing.
You don't think it's a gimmick, man?
Yeah, I think
it's like in order to I'm coming back, así como Tom Brady.
Yeah. It's just to attract more.
To increase the sales of tickets.
Yeah, that's what I thought in the beginning. But then at the same time, they're old.
Oh, yeah. See, they're old también.
I mean,
some of the superstars. And
Tom Brady's old, man.
Yeah, he's old.
He's
ancient.
Just a gimmick to get more money, maybe.
Yeah.
Put out another album, buy it. It's the last album ever. Según.
Yeah.
I know that the drummer of Foo Fighters passed, OD'd on various substances también. Todo Hollywood is going to hell, man. That's what this is. I mean, it starts with a simple slap, you know. And now
trickles down.
Trickles down. It just happens. It's inevitable. The world is ending. They're gonna have a Passion of the Christ Part 2 that comes out next year.
How did you hear about this?
Mel Gibson is directing it again.
No, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
When did the first one come out?
2005.
You watched it? Or
no, I was 5 years old, bro.
You were 5?
I was 5 years old.
Bro.
I think I remember watching.
People walked out of the theater that day.
Yeah.
People couldn't handle it.
At that time, I was still playing in the sand, bro.
You didn't know more.
Con those big bugs. You remember those lady big bugs that they had a sandbox? Tenías un magnifying glass. Yeah,
I was still eating dirt by that time, bro.
Yo comí tierra, bro, también. Bueno, no en ese tiempo. En ese tiempo estaba viendo esa movie. Cuando había salido. Pero now there's a part 2.
And what's this one about?
This is the coming back.
Oh.
Yeah. This is
the second coming.
This is the unwritten book. You have the Old Testament, the New Testament. Well, there's the final one.
Oh, this is like his imagination on it, his take on it.
That's what I think. Heads are gonna roll in this one. Well, if you were versed in Revelations.
This is into like Bible based. It's his own mind.
It's Bible based. No,
it is Bible based. What he's interpreting what he read.
Bible based, yeah. What he read in Revelations and the things that are gonna come and happen.
It's gonna scare the heck out of a lot of people.
Tying in with the book of Daniel, the book of Isaiah, and the old prophets.
Connecting it all together.
Of how it would end and how each of them said it would end. Yo creo que it's about time, bro.
And when does it come out next year?
Next year, yeah. I think it's about time that the world ends, bro.
You think so, bro?
Yeah. I think I think we're ready to move on from this plane, from this 3D land, and go into the beyond. Yeah, I think people are. If you pay attention, people are armed, not just physically or mentally. There's some people who are armed spiritually, man. So that's why I think we're ready to proceed. It's
to
like,
ascend.
I'm done. I'm ready to fight, you know, because pues, that's what's next. The fight is next, you know. Ahorita es el tiempo de peace, bring people to the light as many as you could if you wanted to. That was your mission. We were supposed to do discipleship, the job of discipleship, and then get to the Father. Yo estoy listo, bro. We're waiting for my bus train.
The bus train.
We're waiting for my ticket. I got my ticket in my hand. Estoy esperando que llegue el bus, bro.
¿Ves que este es ya el end time right now?
Yo ojalá que sí, bro. Ojalá que sí.
Because
the way it's painted, así como Mel Gibson, you follow the timeline, you know. And then Revelations, they say 7 years of tribulation. When the COVID was one where it was ¿cómo se llama the sick one, the sick
the horse.
knight, the horse one. Who
that brought sickness and death.
That one.
I don't remember what color it was, but it was one of the horsemen.
The last one. Bueno, es
I think it was the color.
It's a war.
The gray one.
It's war. It's sickness. The fourth one. The Pale Rider is death.
The Pale Rider is sickness and death.
Sickness and death.
I think so.
Which is the last one. Que viene siendo the Christ himself, no? Sickness and death is the Christ himself. Yeah, because he embodied himself in that. He is death too, no?
No. So, we have one que es el black horse. El white horse. El white horse. One of them is white. And he brings a man riding with a crown on him. Corona. With a crown. And then we have another one that is red that brings... What does he bring?
Conquest, war, famine, and death. These are the four of the apocalypse.
Yeah. And then there's a red one, a black one, and then there's a pale gray, greenish one.
Let's see if the pictures are...
The pale one is the one that brings famine and sickness and death.
That's what...
Yeah. So there's a white, red, black, and then pale. So from right to left, that's the order they come in.
Hey, bro, are these the same four beasts that were surrounding the throne?
They have something in similar, but not. They're like the opposite. They're
the opposite of the four.
Yeah, they're like these are like the bad spirits coming down.
But they have a job. Their job is to do the orders of God, no, the work of God, which is what.
Well,
it's not mere coincidence, okay? They're given the orders to begin. You know.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So they're following orders como quiera, even though they're bad.
Well, it's like it's like whenever we read in the book of Job, like the devil presented himself before God, and then God asked the devil asked to do something, right? And then it was permitted to him. Like he held some kind of right for him to hold out that task. It's not like God is God, right? It's not like it's His will that happens. But when he's asking for that, is like he has some kind of right to that he can ask for that. You know, like he has a certain kind of right over a certain possession over something on the earth. You know, like this belongs to me. I'm gonna do this. So since this is your rightful place, you're allowed to do this. It's not like it's God's will, but He's allowing it. It's kind of like that. So these horses is kind of like that. I see it that way. You know.
There's an order.
Yeah, there's an order.
The last one is the pale one.
The pale one.
Which is death.
Yeah.
So, yo creo que everybody who's died up to now, this is just me, my beliefs. Everybody who's died up to now that we know is, they're just waiting for us to be reunited with them in the other plane. And by plane, I mean the other dimension.
Yeah.
That's unseen, the unseen realm. That's just what I think.
Yeah.
And so this movie, the way it's porque Hollywood también, bro, they know they have subliminal shit. They have their because they make connections. It's just la madre. You're just like shit, you know. I think this Mel Gibson guy is on another level, and he knows something, and he's trying to tell people without. Dice Christ, dice like como those of you who would know the signs, you would know the signs, and it would be revealed to you. Maybe this is the guy that the rest of the people are gonna look at. It's just a movie that's gonna come out. But or maybe this is like, you know what? Now is the time to get right with God, ahorita, and you do whatever you gotta do to make sure you get on the right track.
Because the thing is, like, the signs are there, like you say, like God sends signs, and it's like it's me and yours job to go out and show these signs or speak, right? Yeah. But it says like if no one would go out, even the rocks will speak. Rocks being symbolic for like maybe people who are rocks, you know, like.
Sí. Oh, he would pick prophets también himself if nobody was willing up to the task.
Yeah.
Pero que no tiene nada que ver because the army of the heaven is significantly smaller than the beast one. Como quiera, we know it's digo like como the side. The side
like
of good and evil, yeah.
On Earth, like the amount of people.
Yeah.
Yes, but as far as like the heavenly, what do you call it? The host, of, like the army or whatever. There's a verse in the Bible that says, well, it says like there's like greater is he who is with me than he is in the world. Like there's more. Not that necessarily like there's more, but like the greater one is on our side, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like more you less in numbers, but you have the power of. Do you actually believe, bro? Okay, all of us have power. Like we all could split water.
Okay.
We could split rock if we wanted to. We could bring people back from the dead, heal blind, cause people who were blind to see, people who were mute to listen, to hear. I think we all have that power. It's just that we're not tapping into that potential.
I think so too because of this. Look,
faithfully.
So God breathed in to man when he created him to give him life. Yeah. Right? So he breathed in his own spirit and gave him life. So we ourselves are here breathing only because of like the power of his spirit that is in us, giving us life. His own, if it's true that even if it's a little piece or whatever of his power of his spirit inside us, then we can do anything that he can do, you know.
Sí.
And to your point where you're trying to.
What sucks is I don't know if you've ever had this this idea, if you could relate, pero you like have the good parts of you, ¿verdad? And the more you read, the more you find out that you split into two. It's like you're trying so hard to split from the bad, but those ideas are still there. That thing is still talking, and that's what's, como te diré? It's like, como in my mind, it's like como the only way to free yourself from that is to literally get killed, because pues it's like the body is the one who's like,
fighting the flesh,
and then you're just like, como, no, it's gotta be this way, and it's just and it's at that point que te trastornas if you don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
When I was coming across all of this stuff first, it was overwhelming for me, man.
The thing is como, our own consciousness, bro.
Yeah.
Right, like. Is the one letting us know like this is right and this is wrong. If not, we wouldn't have that war, right? And consciousness is like a mystery of the whole world. Like what is consciousness, right? And then we go back to the Garden of Eden. It's like if you eat of this tree, you have the knowledge of good and evil. It's only now that we get to say, pues, this is right and this is wrong, and like I'm still doing things that I don't want to do or things that I want to do I can't do, and it's a constant war, like you said. You have to kind of die to this flesh because the flesh is the one that's against your mind or your spirit.
Yep.
But there is a way, and the Bible mentions is this, like you die to the flesh, but you live in your spirit. Even though you're still in this earth, in this body, flesh that is sinful, you're kind of dead to it in a way.
Okay, that's why I said what I said. Okay, I'm ready to, and I think we're all ready to, at least, maybe not all of us.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the Bible says, como a lot of people in those days and these days, right? Yeah. And there's a lot of people that say that now. like, no, but it's not true. God's not coming back, or it's not even true because he would have already come back. Like, why hasn't he come back yet? Like, ya tiene años or whatever. And the Bible is just one verse that just explains everything. It says that there's a lot of people who, en español dice, como mucha gente piensa que su venida es tarde, pero como, let me try to translate it. Es como, he wants, quiere que todos lleguen a un arrepentimiento. Like, he wants as many people as possible to come to hear the gospel and to at least have that, you know.
Yeah.
So in order for him to come back, like maybe yes, it was a time for him to come back a long time ago.
Yeah.
But there's something holding him back. Like, if I can have maybe this one person or this group of people or this, you know.
Yeah. Like, yo me quiero separar, bro. There's some days que I'm just like, como, man, why is that there? You know, I'm like, why is that? It's me, como quiera. But why is it there, you know? And I want to get it out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you do. You could still be like, you try to live, do your best.
Yeah.
But it's still there. And that's what sucks is that it's there, you know. And that's where, like, if you don't know how to handle it and you're coming new to this thing, there needs to be some kind of a lecture course or something, you know. This is how to navigate these things, because you are going to be in constant battle with yourself. Yeah. When you, in the beginning, te va a ganar you're going to get beat, but then there's going to come a point that now you're fighting it.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to be fighting it for a long time until...
I think, bro, for me, like a really simple thing is just como, it comes down to knowledge, como wisdom.
Yeah.
You start learning about things, so you start acting a different way towards, like, maybe you used to do something before that was wrong. It was considered wrong, sinful in the Bible, whatever. People always told you, right? But you didn't see it that way. For you, it was fun.
Yeah.
But then you come to learn something about that it's actually evil and it's causing something wrong in your body. Let's say I'm doing some kind of drug, right? But I'm doing damage to my brain or to my health, or I could become overdose or whatever. So now my own conscience, my knowledge and my wisdom is smarter and higher. Like, I'm more elevated, and I'm saying, you know what? That's not convenient for me.
Yeah.
You know? So for me, it's just like, the smarter you become. That's why the Bible says, like, mi pueblo perece por falta de entendimiento. I don't know how you can translate it to that in English. Like people are...
like, we're trying to say is like, the smartness of yourself is your downfall. Like, how smart you think you are isn't really how it is at all.
No, como... People are perishing because their lack of understanding of things. I don't know what the verse... There's a verse for that.
Cuando dice Paul is the one that says that, no?
I don't even remember. But I know that there's a verse that says that. That says, por falta de entendimiento... Mi gente perece por falta de entendimiento. I think it was Jesus himself in one of the Gospels. Really? I think. But it goes to the same thing. Like, and somehow, like, there's a lot of wisdom... out there, right? As you just have to study and know about it, the sciences or whatever, and you can obtain that knowledge that way. But God, like, religion, spirituality made it in such a way that you don't have to be that scholar person investing all those hours and learning a certain thing for you to obtain that knowledge. It's like spiritually, miraculously, like God gives you that knowledge. Like, you know what? This is not convenient for you. Even though you don't know, like, the science behind maybe doing a certain type of drug would do you wrong.
Yeah.
But now the Spirit of God has given you that knowledge without you studying for it, that's not convenient for me. So that's how miraculously God gives you some higher power of knowledge. That's the way I see it. Like, it's just all in the mind.
What would you say to the people who's, I don't know if you've heard this, que dicen like, pues si no quería Dios que hiciera eso, ¿por qué lo hizo para empezar? What would you tell those people?
Okay. So you're saying, como, if God did something to me?
No.
Or I did like, something wrong?
If we're talking about drugs, so like, let's say like, if God...
Oh, okay. So
like, not just drugs, sex, or
si Dios no quería que yo, for example, I'm not saying that it's wrong. Si Dios no quería que yo fumara marihuana, lo que sea, why did he invent marijuana in the first place?
Yeah.
Well, there's an application to everything. We know the medical uses behind marijuana. If you use it in an intelligent way, how do what is it? Absorb or extract the usefulness of it.
What do you tell the people who say así, though?
Because there's uses and abuses, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we need to eat food to survive, to live, even live. If not, you'll die. But if you eat a certain type of way that's wrong, you eat too much or eat the wrong things, then you die too. So there's a balance.
Yeah.
God created food for you to live, but only to a certain point, for you to get indulged in a way that's just out of balance. So there's balance in this universe. Like things don't necessarily have to be white or black or right or wrong. It's just there's a balance.
Como el agua, water is good to drink.
Water is good to drink, but you can drown on it.
Too much, you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Like maybe God created everything, but
you abuse it.
There's not just like maybe God created everything and everything has a use. Maybe there's things out there that are just completely wrong. But I don't feel like maybe God created like a plant or an animal or something that is evil. I believe like personal entities like that have their own consciousness and their own free will and their own decisions. Those are the people that can become corrupted. Like, because you have your own power, then you can make your own decision and your own destiny. Then that person can become corrupted, and then you're harming yourself and the people around you, and you're not listening to the will of God. And that because God created us with a free will, then now you live in your own. This is the will of God. Everything happens because of the will of God. But this little person or whatever that God built, right, is living to their is living against the will of God, and God's not gonna stop it because God He created you with your own free will to do whatever you want, right? So you're living like that, and so it's not like God doesn't have any control over that. I guess He could do something about it, but I guess like in the rules from when in the beginning of creation, I don't know what is me reasoning is like. You have the right. I created you to be you. You have the right to be whatever you want. You know, and that's what I want to talk about the next.
Pues está como yo, bro, and ahí de maestro. I'm like, I see students, and I'm just like, and I've told them before. I'm like, well, you don't want to do anything. You want to fail. They think, oh, this is a game. Yeah. We do need people to pick up trash on the side of the road. We need people to make holes, dig holes. That's what you want to do. I mean,
and to my point, let me go back to some of the verses in the Bible in Genesis, bro. He says, the first day God created, let there be the light, and God created the light and the light and the darkness, and God saw that it was good. And the next day God created something else, and God saw that it was good. Every day God saw that everything was good. Sixth day God makes man, and He says that it was good. All His creation was good. Seventh day He rested. A few chapters into the first book of Genesis, when He created man, God Himself says, "In my heart I repent." Creating man only, not anything else that He created, because man was obviously different. He had his own power over everything. He had his own knowledge, his own, kind of like miniature gods. But he repented of creating them at that point. Yeah. And then He created a plan to restore, and for people to sinful nature to be restored to so that they can be connected to God once again. To make the connection. So, but He repented. There's the verse that says that. So that's to the point where I'm saying like everything that God created is good. Yeah. But when it comes to personalities and stuff, then that's.
So it's like ignorancia is people who are foolish and ignorant are more likely to get recused or are more likely to enter heaven as opposed to somebody who knew the rules.
Oh, okay.
And that's why they say like,
ignorance is bliss. Or something
I would rather forgive somebody who was dumb than somebody who knew and still
didn't do the right thing. Yeah.
And didn't do the right thing. Which is the battle they can. If they hadn't ate from the fruit, because we would all just be like, what are we doing? We wouldn't have any knowledge. So you want to talk about hell as a concept and Hades and.
So the reason I want to talk about it is because of like this what we've been talking about, but there's a different views about this. So I want to hear what you guys have to say, because a lot of people think like, oh no, hell doesn't exist, or hell does exist, but it's a horrible place, and other people say like, why would God invent such a place, right? And we were talking about right now, like,
all right. So what I think about hell? Let's see. Hell exists. I think I talked about it in one of the last ones.
I think so.
Yeah, and I was like, hell, it's real. Maybe we can't see it. It's a place just like heaven is, okay, which is the opposite of it. And here you're burning forever, and I think that's what I said in the last one. And I had emphasis on forever because that part needs to sink in. Yeah, this isn't 7-day adventure and then you're done. A time you're like, oh, just need 2 more minutes of this, and no, this is forever. Yeah, and that we can't understand forever. Yeah. Es por todo.
For forever and ever and ever.
Forever, as long as there's been a rock or there's been a star, that's nothing, because those things are bound to diminish at some point. Nothing is forever. Yeah. We don't understand it.
We never seen it.
You burn there. Now, who goes there? I'm going to cross some hands. Who goes there? Okay, the people who go there. Okay, it's people. Okay, animals don't go there. People do. And the people who end up here, from what I saw, was people who wouldn't correct their ways, who their own pride would blind them of, I don't know why, does you're wrong, just come forward, rid yourself of the chains you're putting yourself into, just quit it.
Yeah.
What I saw, for the most part, in a vision que yo vi a long time ago, when I was incarcerated, I saw homosexuals.
Okay.
That's what I saw. And I didn't see anybody else. I only saw drag queens, and that's who I saw. And they all wanted to be, como te diré, forgiven. They all wanted acceptance, but as they are. Mm-hmm. And that's not how it is. Okay. If I come, ¿verdad?, as I am, ¿verdad?, I need to separate myself from as I am to what I'm supposed to be. And so that's the thing ahí, que these people, they're like, Dios me hizo así, no, señores, no. And it sucks, but I'm sorry if people don't like it. And maybe that's not how it's going to happen at all. Pero what I saw was que these were the people who were going to stay behind. Yeah. And they were burning forever. And they just the yelling, man, sucked.
What do you think, John?
Well, for me, bro, hell as a concept for me, because I'm not really I'm more on the ignorant side. Like I haven't really delved into the Bible literature and stuff like that. But for me, being ignorant on all that, hell for me would be like more. Well, I believe that hell does exist because multiple religions across the world have a concept similar, if not hell. Yeah. So I do believe that it does exist. What it contains, I don't know, because everyone has their own interpretations. The Greeks, the Nordics. So I can't really say for sure what I believe hell will contain, but I do believe that hell is for those people who had chances to be better, but for their reasoning, or I don't know what other reasonings, didn't try to better themselves, and they're now paying the price. It's repercussions. Repercussions. How the extent of the repercussions, I don't know, because I'm still ignorant. But I do believe that hell would be a place filled with just pain and agony, and any spirit or soul that goes through there, they just have all eternity to just think about what they've done and what they could have done, but is now too late to fix.
So you're just living in the past.
And then you're just there, just trying to, I guess, kind of like in hindsight, trying to think, I could have done this, I could have done that, and I wouldn't be here. But you had all those chances. Like, their mindset wasn't in the present. Yeah. They were clouded, and now
it's too late.
They're there. It's too late. And they're going to be there for forever.
I feel like, I get what you're saying, but kind of being like in repentance of what you did, I guess it is going to be a feeling of anyone who would be there, right? Like thinking and saying what I could have done. But I don't feel like the purpose of it is that. The purpose might be like a prison to contain someone, and maybe if they're burning or being tortured or whatever, but that's parts of the specifics, like you said, like I'm not sure what goes on there. But the purpose of it, like for someone to repent, I don't think so, because if not, it would have been like you'll be there until you learn, right? But it's not going to be until you learn. It's going to be forever.
No, pero es que también living in the past is your own hell también.
No, yeah. Por eso digo, like, maybe you're definitely going to experience that, but I'm saying, like, the purpose of the purpose of it existing.
The purpose of it, no.
Is not that. Like, you probably will think that, right? Because you have all the eternity repenting of what but it's too late, right? Yeah. But, hell is forever, right? A concept that we cannot understand. But even us, like here on Earth, mortals, our judicial system has prisons for people who are
consequence.
Yeah. For people who break the law, people who are criminals, constantly, harming others and stuff. Right?
Yeah.
We throw them in a prison, even though it's kind of cruel, right? You don't get to see the light of day. The people are in there beating you up. You only have a cell. It's cruel, but that's what they deserve.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we deem as deserving for them. And I'm going to give a thought like outside of the Bible, right? Because in the Bible, I believe what the Bible says, and that's what I go with, right?
Okay.
But what I'm trying to explain and get through is like some people say, why would that place even be invented in the first place? And that's what I want to get to like an idea of maybe why. Try to understand it. Not necessarily that's the way that it is. It's just the other day I was thinking about this and I thought it was pretty cool. But the Bible says, first of all, that hell was created for the devil and his angels. Jesus Christ himself says that in a verse. So we know that it wasn't created for human beings. It was created for the devil and his angels. Now we know that human beings, souls, or spirits go there for whatever reason, but it wasn't created in the beginning for them. That's according to the Bible. And we know that in that place there's a bunch of different kind of sins, according to the Bible, people who are one that you mentioned, and then like maybe like drunks and prostitutes and stuff like that. Sin can be anything. I don't know as far as like everybody is a sinner. If you go by that rule, like anybody committing sin will go there, then all of earth would be there. Every single person, there will be no way out. So I can't explain like who will be there. What I can explain is like the Bible says that for you to get to heaven, for you to get eternal life and freedom, then all you have to do is believe in Jesus Christ, accept him, and accept his his forgiveness and his life that he gave you at the cross. That's it. So I really don't understand that much about hell, but I do understand this, and this is all you need to know, right? But like to the point of like hell, I was thinking if hell is forever, right? Forever is not bound by time and space. So hell was invented outside of time and space. And this is already me in a movie over here. Like not based from the Bible. So hell was invented outside of time and space, right? Okay. So here in time and space, we have the same kind of repercussions for people who break the law, but it's kind of more subject to a mortal. You go to a prison. Even
you
like
5 years.
Even like death sentence. But if you did something that bad, then you're gonna go to jail forever. Until you die. But that's the consequence here on Earth. But that's a mortal. So if we become immortal, and we live in the afterlife, right? After the end time, and we're living forever. And in this place, there's still people who are insubordinate. Is that what you call it? Like they're breaking the law, criminals, right?
Then that's where they get sent to.
Then just hear me out. Like let's just pretend outside of the Bible, we're still living in a democracy over there. This is the United States of America in the afterlife and forever, right?
Yes. Okay.
So we have people committing crimes, like maybe just a simple crime. Like we don't like our privacy to be invaded, right? We have our iPhones or whatever, and we're protected from any hacks or whatever, right? But this is a hacker.
Okay.
And they hack into your privacy because there's some kind of creep or whatever, and it's affecting your life.
Yeah.
And they keep on doing it, and you are trying to correct it, and you talk to this person or whatever, you send them to the authorities or whatever, and he doesn't listen. You keep on breaking the law. So this is an immortal person, right? So maybe subjecting him like to a normal prison that's built for mortals is not going to be enough. So it's going to be like a prison that's forever and ever. And maybe like even it's just like a cell, and there's nothing else, just a cell. Maybe that's not enough for an immortal. There has to be the fire and the chains, you know. So to me, to answer the question, like, why would God build such a place? And I would say, really, we don't need God. Maybe like a bunch of people got together in the future, right? Let's say because we live outside of time and space in the future, and we all got together and we decided, you know what, we need a hell to be built for all these people. And we all voted and said, yeah, let's create this place for these bad people. And since it's not bound by time and space, even though it was created in the future, it started existing since the beginning of time. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was my thought. Like, if you think about it that way, we don't have to blame God for this. Like, we ourselves could have asked for this. We needed this, you know, because we can't be living around with people just breaking the law all the time because it's wrong, right? So that was my thought behind hell. Like, why was it invented? Well, I think they have a pretty good explanation of why. You know what I'm saying?
And then I just want to find out, like, if we could, since we're no longer like here, we're talking about theoretics and stuff like that. If we could go visit hell.
Okay.
And then see like the difference between like the first people who were sent there to like the newer people, and like see how if like they because supposedly in hell you're just broken down or whatever until you're in hell. Yeah. I want to see how the first people act and behave compared to the newer people.
Yeah, like because there's like an example in the Bible where I don't know if it's like a hypothetical, like what do you call it? Like it's a story or is something that happened for real, but it was a story that says like there was this king, I guess, right, or someone rich, and he was just doing his own thing, wouldn't listen to God or whatever, and then he died and he went to hell, and then he was burning up, and then someone was in his vision, and it was like, even if you could just get like the tip of my tongue with a drop of water because I'm so thirsty and dry, but there was like I can't cross over to you because you're already in that part, I can't go to you. And it was like, well, if you can't do that, that's fine, but just at least warn my brothers and my sisters because I have a lot of family on earth and they're doing the same thing that I was doing. I just need you to warn them. And then the person was like, if they didn't listen to the prophets and everything that we sent, what you think they would listen to you or to me, you know? And that was a story in the Bible, you know?
And then going back to your theory, like we in the future create this like jail, permanent jail for people. I want to figure out like how, because supposedly there's like 7 circles of hell or something like that.
Yeah, 7 areas.
I want like if we can go to like that meeting and have them like
because of the severity, depending on the severity of the sin, right? It's like you're on the first layer. Or the
I don't know if it's like that or it's like you're sent to hell and then the program is you have to go through each circle. But then I want to like if we were in that meeting, those
like
people,
what decision will we make?
Yeah, and then how they go about like the first circle will be you go through this. Yeah. And then once you find, because supposedly at each circle you have to do like a little goal or something, find something within yourself before you move on to the next one.
Right.
It's by Dante's Inferno. It's the circles. The first one is it's levels of sin. The first circle is limbo, and this is to the unbaptized pagans. The second one was people who were lustful. Third one, gluttony. So it's like the more the higher it goes, the deeper you're going. Greed, anger, heresy, violence.
What's heresy?
Heresy es como aquí dice heretics. Heresy, you know the heretics, unbelievers, or people who make fun of. Like that. Heresy, violence, fraud, treachery. The only one that we know is there for sure is Judas.
Oh, treachery. Okay.
Yeah, and those are the layers. 9 layers.
Treachery is like treason, right? Like betraying your country.
No, una cosa que me acuerdo yo, bro, cuando estaba encerrado, ya que están diciendo así de ustedes de que layers y todo esto. I remember I went back in one of the visions that I seen. Oh, well, maybe it wasn't me. Pero in each of these layers, there's a gate that takes you out and you go to the next level. In other words, the ascension of hell. Well, now you descended, and I had to go pretty down to see who was there because I wanted to see who was in each of these things. Ya que me acordé. I didn't know what they were, why we were there, but I just remember trails just forever, ¿verdad? And I was like, the gate is this way. We need to go this way. And then once you got to the gate, it was like not a sacrifice, pero there had to be something that needed to take place. Like, eso no me acuerdo qué era, bro. Like, in order to keep progressing, because there's ways to get out of it.
Needed to happen.
There's a way to get,
like, to go to the next door.
Yeah, it had to be a goal fulfilled or something.
I can't remember, what we had to perform or what we had to speak or
un ritual.
I don't remember what it was. I just remember que se abría, y luego, like, como you can pass now. We pass, y luego se cerraba, and now it's like, como now you have to, and it was a battle, man. The whole way, like, como from one end of a gate to the where the next one is gonna be at. It was just, you would see so much shit that you wish you hadn't, and it was just tearing away at your. So the point is que salías defeated, man. I remember just coming out of there, and I remember pulling people que I cared about. Like, I was just like, como getting them out from there. And at the end, I remember just looking at my arms, and I was like, como todo cortado, bro, todo jodido. Like, it was horrible. But I remember that, yeah, que están hablando así, bro, the layers.
Yeah, I don't know that much about it. I don't really study it that much, but I do believe it in it because the Bible mentions it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say Dante's Inferno, first layer is limbo, unbaptized, virtuous pagans, it's not heaven. As far as how it goes, it's not too bad. It's the retirement community of the afterlife. Aristotle will be your neighbor, según aquí. Lost. Pues, we know what that is.
But I wonder, like, going back to, like, the prison concept, I wonder if, like, the people made this to be, like, the perfect prison for you to like, oh, what's the word? For you to figure out everything that you've done wrong, and then now at the end, once you complete, like, this prison program, you now come out enlightened and, like, the best person you can be. I
feel like what you're
how do we know that that's not this life?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I feel like what you're saying is right now, like today, because we do live through some of these things, like, now on Earth. Like, have you ever been like you did something wrong the day before, and then the next day you feel terrible, and you're just like thinking about that all day, like, dang, like, I feel so bad for this or for that. Yeah. Right? So right now is a chance to repent, to change, to become a better person. Right at the end of this short amount of limited time that we have, if you were able to learn something, right? I feel like that is here. But I see what you're saying. Like, maybe that place was built like
this is hell, bro.
And that way, it could be. I feel like it could be hell or heaven, depending on how you set
heaven,
your mind.
It can't be. This can't be heaven, bro.
There's a verse in the Bible that's like days of heaven on earth, something like that.
You could days
of heaven on earth.
You got a little taste of what it is actually. But it's not 24/7.
No. It's just like
you can get a taste of what it is.
Yeah, because there's days like your mind is blessed, right, by God, but whatever He's doing in your life. So if can be like an enjoyment of the present time. It could be because the Bible says it, right? The verse, a day of heaven on earth. You could be kind of experiencing something amazing. Yeah. But it's like it's not the whole time. It's not like you said. It's just like a taste.
Are you all limited by control or no?
What do you mean?
Like I can't do this because of whatever. Like this, I can't do this because this is telling me that I can't. But then it's like in other words, like if somebody was to tell you something, or let's say like your parents, lo que sea, like do this or that, you would do it without question. You wouldn't rebelde. Do you have that? Do you pull up?
I think there's certain things that I would be like, rebeldia. I don't feel comfortable doing this.
So you have rebeldia, and entonces like, this is me, and I think I mentioned this before. I go to hell, bro, purposefully, purposefully go in there, and I'm just like, all right, faithful, and I'm just like, I'm just like, I'm your faithful servant, right? And it's all lies, bro. I'm like Wayne Kaka on the side, but nobody knows except me, because I'm rebeldia, right? And I'm just like, you think you're hardcore? You've seen nothing yet, right? What Judas did to the Christ, I'm about to do to you. And it's just like, I'm gonna go up there, rise to the high ranks of whatever the fuck it is. If it was like a democracy, like we're saying here, and it's like the devil was the general or the president or whatever. And I'm just like, oh yeah, man, I'm your faithful servant, and then behind his back, just crink his neck and just like topple the whole thing down. It's like, we're done with this. Everybody get out of here, you know.
That's all free.
That would be what I would do, bro. That would be what I would do.
I just want you guys to keep in mind, like, what I said, my whole thing is made up. It's like, it's just my imagination. Yeah, okay, so what I do believe in reality is like, God is a sovereign God. He's the king of all things, the owner of all things. We only serve Him. That's the way that it is. That's the way that I believe in it. Maybe it doesn't seem like a right kind of culture or government to live in on earth today, but being God, Jesus Christ Himself, the perfect highest power that there is, then in that sense, for me, that's the way that it is. He is the only one to make any decision. I don't think like that it is that we voted or anything. That's just like for me trying to make a comparison, like, because people blame God, like, why would He create this, right? Well, if you put yourself in His shoes, right? Yeah. Well, it makes sense that something like that.
The other way people say this is like the shit from heaven has to go somewhere. Like cagas allá todavía, it's gotta go somewhere. It's gonna go there, you know. This is the place where where those people are at, is where, you know. Yeah. Es lo que dicen. Pero Hell is real, man. Don't even think there isn't. There's preachers that focus too much on it.
Yeah.
That's all the focus, and that's not everything. It's part of it.
Yeah, it's only
part of it. It's important to understand the consequence of things, which is the whole point. It's like, and then you look back and you just like reflect, and it's just a warning.
The point is, if you would focus your whole life just thinking about hell and what not to do to get there, that wouldn't save you. You would still go there.
Yeah.
The only thing that can save you is the opposite. Christ, thinking about Christ, Jesus Christ, and serving Him. That's the only thing that can save you.
And that's the only one we know that went there and got out. Well, this is the only thing that we know that got out of there after 3 days, which is where Good Friday comes in. Because after right now, ahorita está in desert.
Yeah.
Then he dies, resurrected on the third day, defeated death, took the keys away from death, and got the keys of hell también. So, por eso dije yo, is that pale horse rider Jesus también?
Yeah.
Since he has the keys of death also and life.
Yeah.
Isn't he death too then? Couldn't he also say like, como, you're not worthy of life? Let me end you.
I guess if you look at it that way, but I don't see that that's the way that the horse is being.
No.
But right now that we're talking about the desert, I want you guys to think like how, when God created everyone, right, or everything like angels and everything, to be their own person, to have their own free will.
Well, not the angels.
To be able, let's just talk this through, right?
Yeah.
So, if a person can rise in power, or not a person, right? Like maybe a spirit or something can rise in power so high that they would believe that they could even take God Himself off of the throne. Like that's how much God will allow someone to be on his own, like doing his own thing.
Yeah.
And allow them to do their own free will.
Yeah.
To get to this point, because Jesus Christ Himself, being God, the creator of the universe, was tempted in the desert by the devil.
Yeah.
He was taken to the desert, the Bible says, to be tempted by the devil. And the devil told him few things. First of all, like, if you're hungry, tell this rock to convert to bread. If you're God, you're son of God, convert it to bread. And then God said, not only by bread will the man live, and not by every word that comes out from the mouth of God. And then the second was like, jump off of this cliff, because God said that He will send His angels to carry you and for you, nothing to happen to you. And then Jesus responds and He says, the Bible also says, thou shalt not tempt the Lord. And then the third one was like, He took him to a very high place and He told him, look at all the kingdoms of the earth. I will give all of this to you, to Jesus Christ being the creator of everything, right? But the devil being at that point the one who was in possession of it. Even though God created it and God is the owner of everything, He is in that position and it belongs to Him, right? And He's like, all this is yours if you would worship me, kneel and worship, or something like that. And then Jesus Christ said, the very first commandment of the whole 10 Commandments was like, you would only serve the Lord your God, one God. And then we see that sin, the treason is betraying your God. So Jesus Christ was faithful and He said, you should only serve one God, and the Lord your God should only be your God. Yeah. So that had defeated him. There was 3 temptations and he left. The devil left and then angels came to serve him. Point here is, there's powers out there, like evil powers or whatever, that are doing these kind of things, even daring to go up to the Creator Himself and present this kind of temptation to Him, like, kneel down before and worship me and I'll give you all of this. Like, what do you think our lives, like us, what chance do we stand? If we don't stand with God on your side, the only one who could beat Him, then what chance do any people have standing against the temptations of the devil out there in the world? Like, I'll offer you this if you do that. I'll offer you pleasure if you do this, if you break this law or whatever. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Do you think that's what happens to people? Like, they're in, for example, like, let's say some alguien está necesitado, right? Let's say it's somebody who hasn't had food forever, hasn't had water or anything, and now they're really hungry, they're really thirsty, there's nothing else they can do. Now they have to break the law. And so they break into somebody's home, or they break into a store, they hold people at gunpoint, and they do these crazy things, or rob a bank because they need money or lo que sea. Do you think this is the same thing?
These are the same things?
This kind of temptations, whether you knew it or not, you were being tested, porque Christ walking through 40 days in the desert es tiempo de estar necesitado.
Yeah.
This is a time of...
He was in fasting.
Yeah, fasting. So this is the point, kid. Like, you have nothing. You're are weak. Nothing. But you're weak. Absolute weak. You're absolute lowest.
Yeah.
If you could be stranded alone.
There's things.
This is the time when the devil comes out and we can do this. We can rob a store and you can have food. We can.
I mean, we heard stories of people who are like stranded in planes, and instead of dying of hunger, they'll start eating each other, and that's wrong, right?
Yeah. Same.
But that's how hard it gets.
Do you think this is the devil in the details doing the work? All the shit that we see, man, like all the bad shit that we've seen is usually porque alguien, aparte de sociopaths, it's another conversation, pero for the most part, es alguien que está necesitado, right? Somebody robbed a store, somebody robbed food or lo que sea, was because they needed it, not because they wanted to do it.
Yeah, no, because if you think about it, like God wants you to have everything and be abundant and not need anything.
Yeah.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That's one of the verses. And then it says the devil came to steal, robar, matar y destruir. Kill, steal, and destroy.
Yeah.
So if you're in need and stuff like that, those are acts of the devil. I'm not saying that. I never think about it that way. Like, I never think about the devil for the most part of my life. I think that the majority of the problems on earth really is mankind's only, like, our mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, there's stuff we can do to make it better for each other, but we don't.
Yeah.
I think most of the part, that's what I call sometimes the devil. Like, you don't need the devil. Sometimes people are worse off than the devil.
Yeah.
But maybe, since I don't understand it that well, maybe it is the power of the devil working in these situations, even though I don't see it that way. You know, I see it as, like, man's inability to.
Because you could be right, bro. Because the only thing that could tempt the most powerful, the Son of God, man, had to be the devil. He could have sent any demon out.
Yeah.
So the devil, what would the devil want?
No, because he wanted it. Like, he wanted the throne. He was like, you worship me. At the moment, if you can imagine, bro, if Jesus Christ would have done that, bro, we wouldn't have a God.
Yeah.
Right? Everything would have been under the power of the devil now. Everything, the whole.
Yeah.
There's no salvation. There's nothing. That he's the only. It's like looking at it. I look at like the kingdom of heaven is a government. Kingdom, right? Is the kingdom of heaven. I see it as like the governments of the world. Like Ukraine is fighting with Russia. If Russia invades Ukraine, now they're all under the power of Putin. And you know that's kind of like what's it called, tyranny, or when you're under. You don't want that, right? So I feel like Jesus Christ, even though is a kingdom and he's a king, he offers freedom.
Yeah.
In a way that maybe many people don't understand it. It's like you take on the life of Jesus Christ in you, and it's like now you are set free from all these things. Because he says like the law has no power over you. And yet we live in this world under all sorts of laws and rules and regulations. And Jesus says like there's no law to those who act in love, right? So that's one of the things that Jesus shows.
Gina, pues, hell, it's going back to hell as a concept and everything. I know that in Revelation says that the Lamb, in the presence of the Lamb, they burn forever and stuff. Yeah. And think about like como hell. I've thought about it before in different ways. It's like a city and fire and everything. And I don't know what it is. I have no idea, but I would imagine que just like a stinging of bees.
Okay.
A constant stinging of bees and fire and like como dijo Joan, that you want to like como think about why you ended up there. I don't think that even crosses the mind because of how much pain you're in. All the time. The only thing on your mind is the pain that you're suffering, and you don't know why you're there. It doesn't even cross your mind. It's just this is what's happening now. And not even that you're capable of thinking. It's just the reality of the thing.
And the thing is, like, the reason I came up to this thinking is that I don't want people to think bad, right? That they're thinking this, like, why would God create hell? I've been this person who has asked, like, why, like. Yeah. But then in my own reason, like, I'll start thinking, and I'll be like, well, we have prisons here, right? But yeah, I'm one of those persons that's like, I wish that place didn't exist. Right? I mean, yes, there's bad people in the world and everything, but for me, it'll be better like, can you just make him cease existing? Like, stop him from existence? Yeah. But somehow, like, from the rules that God has himself made, it's like, once you're created, like, you're there forever.
Pues también, what would be the point? It would be better to just completely erase that person.
Yeah, but somehow, like, that's against the laws of the nature of God. Like, that one person cannot be deleted. Like, according to, you know. That's crazy, right?
fucking delete somebody.
Delete. I feel like that would be better. Like, just delete this person.
Imagine. Es que pues what's the point también, bro, burning forever? I mean.
Porque también, bro, pues la palabra de Dios dice like God's word is and it cannot be changed. You've heard that, right? Yeah. So, as a cuenta, like if God creates someone, that's the way it's gonna be.
Have you heard of the God's paradox?
No.
You know, have we talked about paradoxes aquí in?
I don't know. Maybe I don't remember.
The God paradox is something like God creates. Let me Google it.
Is it like who created God?
No, not who created God. No, it's like the God weapon paradox. I think is what it's called.
No.
Hang on, the God paradox. Oh yeah. Argued real. No. It's like a weapon. Chinga, what was this thing called, man? Perfect paradox. It was like this thing that said.
Oh, I think I know what
the stone. The stone one. I'm sorry. It's the stone paradox. Chinga, the weapon, dije yo. Okay, so it says the omnipotence paradox is in the family of paradoxes. All the paradoxes that there are. It says it arises from some understanding of the term omnipotent. This is a direct challenge of what omnipotent is. So it says the paradox arises, for example, if one assumes that an omnipotent being has no limits and is capable of realizing any outcome, even logically contradictory one, such as creating a square circle. So where do we get to the main part? The stone. Is the stone. Could God create a stone so heavy that even he could not lift it? That's the question.
Oh, okay.
So this phrasing of omnipotence paradox is vulnerable to the objections based on the physical nature of gravity, such as how the weight of an object depends on the local gravitational field. Alternative statements of the paradox that do not involve such difficulties include, if given the axioms of, I don't know how to pronounce that, geometry, can an omnipotent being create a triangle whose angles do not up to 180 degrees? So it's like kind of the same thing. Mm-hmm. So could God create a rock he couldn't lift? Then he isn't God. ¿Me entiendes? Mm-hmm. If God is all, that's what this is challenging. Yeah. It's like if God is all powerful and he creates a rock that even he can't lift, then that means that he's not powerful himself. Mm-hmm. So it's the paradox ahí that just keeps. That's crazy, no?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was looking at paradoxes a while back. I think we've talked about it before. The grandfather. Did we talk about the grandfather paradox?
I think so. That when you come back into
kill grandpa, and you never exist. So it's like, how could you go back in time to kill grandpa if you
never existed?
If you never existed.
Okay.
So this is the same thing. Así que, pero I don't know, man. You know, I'm just talking about, because I had came across this omnipotence paradox and I remembered. I thought it was a weapon. I'm sorry, it was a stone. Okay. So I guess we'll leave it there. We'll see how cuando nos juntamos otra vez and put another podcast out. So take it easy. Peace.
Peace out.
Estamos.
See you.